Yo, today I'm playing as Darfur, which is the only country that it can accept all of Africa because it has Fur, which is African heritage, and Bedouin, which is Middle Eastern heritage. And Middle Eastern heritage means that we can accept the North Africans as well because they're all Middle Eastern. For example, Misiri in Egypt or Maghrebi in Morocco and Tunis. So the goal today is going to be to unify all of Africa through conquest or subjugation. Also, we're not going to be conquering anything outside of Africa. Darfur starts out in a pretty terrible position, mostly because it's in the Nile strategic region, which means we cannot attack anyone except for Egypt, which is, yeah, pretty terrible. But if we research colonization, we can get an extra interest, which will let us invade the countries to our west. You can see this gives +1 maximum declared interest. So we are going to have to rush colonization immediately in order to have any chance at escaping the start. Until we get colonization, there isn't really a ton we can do, but I will put down social mobility and encourage agricultural industry. And then I guess I will try to build up some stuff here, like government administrations maybe. Or no, we want to build up military. Let's build up a bigger army so that we have a chance against Wadai once we get our interests. Baghdad is rightfully Darfuri is crazy. Is that a Bedouin province? Yeah, it is Bedouin. That's why it's doing that. But oh, we get an anti-country lobby towards the Ottomans either way. That is not very good, but I guess it's just what it is. Just realized I got a peasant movement. I'm going to put taxes on maximum and then consumption tax everything that the peasants want to eat because we want to try to make the peasant movement go over 25 activism so that we can try to get onto tenant farmers. Okay, with the power of making everyone mad, or not making that many people mad, but we made enough people mad that the law can now be passed. So let's go for tenant farmers. The landowners are fairly happy, so shouldn't be too hard of a pass. I'll go back down to low taxes and remove the consumption taxes because they're not actually giving much money. Oh, we triggered corn laws. This isn't very useful though, because it now only gives you a petite bourgeoisie market liberal, which is not nearly as useful as a landowner market liberal. I've got 2 successes in a row on tenant farmers. That is incredibly lucky. Are we going to get a third one magically? That would be pretty insane if it happens. We'll see in just a second here. Are we going to get the greatest RNG of all time? No, we don't, but we get popular playwright. Wait, that's actually the greatest RNG possible. Okay, this is so lucky. This is exactly what we needed. +20 prestige. Now we're on unrecognized regional power. And we can send interest into the Niger. This is great. Wadai has 100 power projection. We have 93. So we're very close to being a win. Okay, time to go in on Wadai for your next country. And yeah, I'm going to go to the front. Guess we'll put in our 1 conscript. Stoling is going to help too much. Now I need to look for a good general. What we need is a tactful general. So we'll see if we can get one. Oh, we got it as our second general. If we didn't get it in our first 4 generals, then what we would have needed to do is kept creating armies till we got a tactful and then put it in as the only general for this army. But now we can just take out the non-tactful general and put that in a new army. And we should be able to defend pretty well with this tactful general because 5 defense is absolutely huge when your base is 10. And we get tenant farmers. That RNG was actually so good. I guess we can bring in the armed forces and start passing something they like. Can we actually just go pro-army? I guess we could, yeah. There's not really a reason to not go pro-army here, so let's go pro-army. Take that +20% offense-defense. That'll help out a lot in this war, too. Okay, war is beginning, and the front advantage... Oh, we have low org for some reason. Supply shortage of grain. Oh, that's not ideal. We don't have enough grain because we have no one working in the sub-farms? Or why are the sub-farms not giving us grain? It says they're all coming from... Oh, these are subsistence pastures. I was thinking they're livestock ranches. Okay, well, we need something to give us more grain. I guess, can we get it from the Ottoman Empire, maybe? They really don't like us that much. -45. Yeah, this isn't really doable. I guess I'll swap over to butchering tools. This should make more of our pops consume meat, which might help out a little bit. I think they've got a tooling workshop that can be used for that. And yeah, I think we should be able to win still, because I think they are experiencing problems of this a little bit too. Oh wait, what? I did not mean to be on the attack. Oh, our other general is still on the front? Oh, that's a big mistake. We are winning the defensive battle that happened. Wait, we're also winning the offensive battle? I guess we just got really lucky, because that shouldn't be what's happening. Oh, now we're just kind of winning on the front, because we've got way more troops. Okay. Well, I guess I will just rapid advance for the capital of Wadai. Otherwise, we would have like had to deassign some troops from the front and let them push us or whatever. But since we just won those battles at the start, we're just gonna get a huge advantage. And okay, yeah, we're just winning the war. The final battle for Darfur, and with that, we've now taken over Darfur, or we've taken over Wadai, and our country has expanded very slightly. Now, looks like Bornu has 150, which is too strong for us. I guess we just took this over so we don't have match qualifications. We'll start social mobilitying there, and I will just declare war on Bagirmi for now, and then we'll maybe work on Bornu somewhat soon, but for now, we need to like regain army power projection and stuff before we can consider doing that war. Yeah, Bagirmi is just gonna get destroyed. The power having like 5 times their troop quantity. Yep, okay. Enemy pass pro army. Very nice. Now UK is going for Benin. Once we kill Bornu and Gobir, we're gonna have our first major problem, which is gonna be getting through Sokoto. Although actually Sokoto has a way smaller army than I thought. It's only 38. Did they delete a bunch of their army? I'm gonna go check what Sokoto starts with. I checked, and yeah, 38 troops is actually way less than they start the game with. So I guess the AI deleted a bunch of their troops, probably because I think they start the game with like minus 100% tax collection because of the changes to bureaucracy. Because now the simple org gives like basically zero. If you're looking here, they're only getting 10 bureaucracy from this, which is way lower than before. I'm gonna join the British in their play against Benin. This will flip their attitude to being genial, which I want to use to pass interventionism with their help. Get a power block embassy to them, owe them an obligation, and you know, Britain, I just want $320 from you. Set this to being a 25-year treaty, and then yeah, that'll be pretty good. Oh, Egypt sides in, but they're not going for a war goal against us, so yeah, that's totally fine. Probably just going to capitulate immediately. We just wanted to get a law commitment on interventionism. We also want one on slavery banned potentially, but interventionism, we can't do multiple per thing. Actually, we can send Britain a treaty like this and just try our best. Yeah, I guess we will just get this 20% chance for a slavery ban one as well. Or wait, no, I shouldn't have done that actually, because this is going to make them big mad. Okay, they decline. But that one made our landowners probably too mad. So yeah, that's fine that they decline that. Alright, I wanted to pass religious schools for the extra education access. That'll be good. And we wanted to wait for our landowners to stop being quite so mad so that we can start passing interventionism. I'm going to go for an annexed country play against Bornu. We just need to mobilize our armies. And, oh yeah, let's make sure we've got our tactful general here on defense. And we should just be able to win this, because our power projection is slightly lower, 131 versus 159, but the power of +5 defense will carry us to victory. So colonization is about to finish. We need to figure out what tech we want to go next. I think we want to go empiricism for that wealth-based education access. Also give some nice influence and stuff. After that, we're going to go centralization, because getting the better bureaucracy is super important. Then stock exchange, then Atmo engine and railways. How many years is it going to take us to get here? 548 months. That's like 30 years. Except, yeah, probably it's only really going to be realistic till. Yeah, all these are not quite right because it thinks this is going to take 22,000 innovation each, and we'll tech spread it enough. I won't be quite that high, but yeah, it's going to be a long time doing it to those techs. Now Bornu's going to attack us, and with our +5 defense, we should be able to defend. Although if they do 2 separate battles, oh, they're actually about to start a second battle. So we need a second general to defend against the second battle with. Yeah, I guess I need to find something decent. Is there a lot of woodlands here? Maybe? I don't know. Because I don't really want to roll for a second tactful, so we'll just hope that this will be fine. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, we get a second battle. We are losing this one because we have way less troops in it for some reason. We won the first battle with with a huge advantage in casualties though, so that's good. Oh, they don't actually want to attack us anymore. Surely they will when they get to 100% morale, right? Well, roughly a 20% advantage is when they stop attacking. I'm going to take off the 6 stack from the front to maybe get them to be more willing to attack us. Wow, they still think they we have the advantage. That's kind of surprising. But okay, that battle we're going super well in, yeah. Now we can send back the 6-stack and probably do a pretty good push. Yeah, the advantage is quite severely in our favor now, so I'll just set it on rapid advance and make sure we're going for Bornu. That's not the right thing. Strategic objective, Bornu. Okay, yep, now we're winning. Yeah, seems like we are now just winning the war, so that is pretty nice. Bornu's capital is now occupied, so it is just a matter of time till we win this war. Okay, we finished up that war. At social mobility, our newly acquired states, along with, I guess, agricultural industry. Now we can go for Gobir. Actually, that is a split state. Also, do we want to incorporate these new states? Much isn't. We're getting some money from poll taxes, but it really isn't that much. So I'm actually just going to incorporate these because taxes aren't really a huge fraction of our budget anyway right now. And then I think we just immediately go for Gobir because, yeah, our projection is still higher than theirs. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Go for that front. And I guess we can just do defense at the start. Yeah, after winning that first battle on defense, we already have a 66% advantage. This should be pretty easy. We can just get into capital of Gobir. I'm kind of wondering if the minus morale damage on tactful is actually kind of a good thing, because it means you get to kill more of their troops in the battle. And there goes Gobir. Now we just need to start preparing an army strong enough to defeat Sokoto. Oh, we stole a construction sector from Gobir? Yeah, let's delete that, like, now. We don't want the private investment pool to be stealing our construction. I just hit 20 relations with Sokoto because they're improving relations with me. That's actually really annoying. Apparently you can still demand humiliation if you have 20 relations. Oh, okay, so that's not as big of a problem then. It just means we won't be able to do a full annex. Actually, I don't know how many maneuvers we'll have. That might massively... We'll have to take one less state probably because of that, but it is what it is. The reason I can't just damage relations, by the way, is their ruler is tactful, so they'll improve faster than we can damage. I'm actually going to start passing colonial exploitation, because we do want to start colonizing in Equatoria, because we have a homeland on this, it won't be too bad to colonize. Okay, past colonial exploitation. Now I can start a colony in Equatoria, and this should slowly start growing. Yeah, it is. Nice. Well, our power projection is still pretty significantly below Sokoto, so I think I'm going to declare a war against Oyo, assuming that there's no one who's likely to join them. Netherlands, but that should be fine. And then we're just going to wait a while before we declare war on Sokoto, because we need to let our qualifications build up and stuff, because we cannot win with like 300 power projection. Netherlands did end up joining the play, but I don't think they're going to make it to the front by the time we arrive anyway. Although this is actually the capital of Sokoto, so after we occupy, we're going to have to like immediately go for Oyo, I guess. But I think it should be doable, and they might actually cap out by the time that we get to them. We have enough approval on our landowners that we can pass interventionism without any significant problems. 30% success chance, because we're an unrecognized power. Interventionism pass? Yes, we get interventionism. Nice. Gonna go for humiliation on Sokoto. Then we're gonna have to wait till the last second to add our war goals. Okay, I'm gonna start mobilizing the armies to the front. Put them all on defense, or adamant defense. Front advantage is a little bit negative, but I think it'll be fine. We do need to add in our extra war goals. So I guess we'll go for Household Land and East Household Land. Front advantage is -2, which is not ideal, but should just be able to win a battle with the tactful general, hopefully, and that will be very good. After that, I might just start pushing, because we do actually have more offense than defense due to Hussars. Okay, the first battle is going to happen very soon. That battle is where our tactful general ended up. That's not good. Oh, but we're still winning this battle, maybe? Yes, we are, because we rolled dug in. That's very lucky. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to set this to general to just rapid advance. And yes, we win because of the power of Hussars. Hussars for the win. 18 offense on the Hussars. I don't know why we got so few Hussars in the battle, but... Oh, our advantage is -1. That is not ideal. We should not have done this. Uh-oh. Yeah, now they're going to push into us and win, I think. Nope, they push in with 1 troop, and so they lose. Okay, actually we're just going to win, I think. How's our army power projection doing relative to Oyo is one question. We're actually losing relative to Oyo, so we want to probably just capitulate to Oyo. because I don't think we can beat them. Maybe we can. Did Sokoto? Oh, Sokoto just took some occupation over here, but we're taking over the capital, so it's kind of fine. Maybe it's not actually. How are they just deleting our troops? This is so weird. We're winning all the battles in like ones where we have troops, but they just are attacking us with no troops and we lose. We just need 2 more battles, but the front advantage just keeps going worse for us, which is not what we want to see. Bruh, no, what's going on in this battle? Okay, we're winning somehow. Very weird. We just need 1 more battle after this, I think, and we'll be good. But can we get that last battle? Bruh, 0% occupation remaining? Okay, we get it. Okay, this battle will 100% give us the occupation we need, assuming we win it. Which, yes, we are winning it. Okay, very nice. I'm just going to have to capitulate to Yoruba states because they conscripted up way more than I expected. Just not humiliate Sokoto. And there we go. Very nice. Conquest of Sokoto. Well, I've got to delete these construction sectors. We just don't have the budget for them at all. We need to keep having our positive balance. I'm going to start improving relations with Great Britain and I guess France, because we need to be able to get recognition from someone. Although, for some reason, we have really good relations with Austria, which we could use. I think we want to try to become someone's subject, potentially, in order to get recognition, because otherwise, we're going to need to get into 92 prestige to become unrecognized major, which is the other way to unlock earning recognition. British attitude flip protective. Very nice. A war between Egypt and the Ottoman Empire is brewing. This might be very useful for us. I'm going to declare an interest in Arabia because Egypt has a very, very small army. If the Ottomans can go destroy a bunch of it, then invading Egypt ourselves could be a pretty good play because we actually have almost as much power projection as them. So if the Ottomans weaken them, we might be able to win that war because Ottomans won't be in the war if we just declare on something like Hejaz. The Ottomans are about to lose their war to reclaim Syria, and that's going to make Egypt get their independence, which will be pretty nice. That means we'll be able to attack them fairly easily. Kind of want to do this if we can call Austria into the war. Now I'm going to declare war on Egypt for humiliation, and Austria is minus 19 for supporting us. Now we're going to take the armed forces out of government real quick, and then they're going to be plus 9. Which means we're going to both sway Austria to our side. Does Austria actually have a navy? They don't really have a navy, so I'm not actually sure how they'll be able to support us too much. Maybe we need to try to get a coastline. I don't know. We'll see what happens in terms of their support, but I'm just going to put everything onto the front line. And we'll see what we want to call Austria with. There is like 2 options, I think. We can either become an Austrian protectorate, or we could sway them with an obligation. I think becoming an Austrian protectorate's better because it will temporarily give us no market access, but I don't think that's a huge factor, and it will let us start earning recognition with, say, a war to liberate some stuff from Siberia or something. So I think that's going to be the play. So we'll just become an Austrian protectorate real quick, and now Austria is in the play. Now, in terms of war goals, I want to go for Sinai, because we want to build the canal, of course. I want to go for Dongola, because that will give us a connection to the coast out here. Although, actually, that is through impassable terrain. Will that give market access if it's through impassable terrain? I actually don't know. Maybe we have to conquer Kordofan as well. I guess I'll just conquer Kordofan as well, just to be safe. And yeah, we'll just see how things go. Egypt is actually max scared, so I will just put Sinai as primary. So we definitely want to get that. Okay, Egypt backs down, which is kind of nice. It's also not very nice because, now this is giving us a little bit of a weird situation in terms of our market. Although, actually, Austria gave us our own market, so that's kind of nice. That means we do have market access, but we don't have market access in Sinai because of that. Should probably try to work on the canal, although actually we need 1,000 bureaucracy for that, and that is going to be a while before we can get to 1,000 bureaucracy. I'm going to put down violent suppression and road maintenance in Sinai, and I'm going to try to build up 1 ship here. Oh wait, we can't, because we don't even have Admiralty unlocked. Dang. Oh, we got centralization, so I guess I should turn on filing cabinets. This is going to put us in a giant paper shortage, though. So we need to get transit rights through, like, someone. Can we get it through, like, Benin? No, we'd have to get it through Great Britain if we wanted to do that. Do we even have trade centers in our country to use with transit rights? I guess not. Oh, because we're isolationist. So I guess we just need to build up some paper mills, or like at least one paper mill so we can get this working. Where do you want to build that? Probably not in the unincorporated states, so maybe like Bornu. I should also start incorporating these states. And I think we have to go back off of filing cabinets for now until we get at least one paper mill. Otherwise, we're just going to be running a max shortage. I'm also going to set gov wages to minimum because, yeah, budget isn't very good. The paper mill is nearly done. It's going to be super nice. Yep, that's the paper mill complete. Now we can swap up the government administrations. And it's going to take the paper mill a while to employ up. And it actually can only produce up to 40 papers, so it's not going to be able to produce quite enough. But it will make the shortage a little bit less bad. Actually, maybe we should turn off the PM on everything except for, what's this, Household Land? And this one, yeah, it won't run that big of a shortage. So that seems like a decent solution. I guess we'll try to build this up to level 2. Oh, they let us back in their market? Why would you do this, Austria? This is so evil. Oh, we can get knowledge sharing for 25% tech spread. Oh, we definitely want to take that and support regime. That's super good. Could even get our own market again if we just ask. Only question is, do we want to stay high liberty desire? Because this will make that a little tough. But I think we just want our own market more. Yeah. It is unfortunate that we're going back to high liberty desire, but we just gotta fix our stuff. Getting plus 25% tech spread is so nice. I'm actually gonna resurrender market control to Austria because I want to build a frigate in Sinai. And then maybe do a naval invasion on someone to get recognition because I really don't know how else we're going to be able to get recognition. Situation right now doesn't seem too ideal. And so I'm going to raise taxes up to at least medium. We really need the money, and tobacco consumption tax. We need a lot of monies. We're spending 2K on subsidizing the paper mills? Crazy. Oh yeah, right, that makes some sense. Okay, we gotta not do this, I guess, because of being in the Austrian market. Can we request to leave the Austrian market again? No, we can't use that for another 5 years. Okay, so after we get recognition, we need to conquer a coastline, but if we conquer a coastline, we can get occupied, which is gonna make getting recognition, like, impossible. So yeah, it's a little bit of a weird situation, but we need to get ready for a war against Russia now. Yeah, just gonna declare for Kamchatka, let in Chukotka and Humiliation, and that should be all we need. Actually, we need an army in Darfur, but we can just do... Oh, wait. We can't get an army into the Sinai, can we? Well, we'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll be able to do a naval invasion anyway. I really don't know. Okay, we now have one ship, so can we plan a naval invasion? We're not at war yet, so it won't let us see. Nope, we cannot do it. So I'm gonna get mill access through Tripolitania, I guess. Okay, looks like military assistance isn't actually much, so we'll just give them an obligation. And okay, now we should have mill access through Tripolitania to let us go ahead and naval invade Kamchatka. Very nice. We managed to arrive just before their navy arrived, so we're gonna bid a land here. You're gonna get Chukotka, and then that's all we actually need to occupy. Yep, there we go. We should be enforcing now. Yep. So we're going to put everyone on defense, and it's just a matter of time till we win. They might occupy Sinai, which actually would start us ticking, but unless they occupy that like immediately, we should tick them out first. Well, Russia's about to go negative war support, so now we can make this peace deal, except don't be like Noob Connor and send a peace deal on September 30th, because what will happen is the monthly tick will happen, and you'll lose 2 progress, and then you'll get scammed. So just wait till the end of the month, and then you can get your recognition. Oh, we get it with Great Britain. Okay, that's pretty nice. Recognition achieved. We're now an insignificant power instead of an unrecognized power, which is going to be pretty huge for our tech spread. Because now, yeah, we're getting 25%. Wait, what? Okay. Well, I don't know that I'd say that that's a very good thing. Super Germany now has us as a subject instead of Austria. Popping up to filing cabinets again. Paper should re-employ up, which will be nice. I'm thinking we want to try to conquer Yoruba states. So, yeah, let's just give that a shot. And then, yeah, that'll be nice. That'll give us a coastline so that we can actually join the German market, which will be good. Benin sides in as... Oh, and Sokoto. Okay, well, not ideal. I think we don't want to conquer Sokoto because it'll be cheaper to use annex country on them. That's 12 infamy. I was using the conquer CBs on them is like 15. So yes, it's not that much cheaper. Do you even have the maneuvers to full annex? No, we don't. So let's just leave them like this. Well, a disadvantage is kind of bad. We'll see how things go. We do have our tactful general though, right? So I think that it won't be terrible. Maybe we should use an enlistment efforts on like East Hausaland or something. It is incorporated now, so yeah, that won't be too bad. Wait, what? Oh, this is line infantry. Irregular infantry. You can get 50 conscripts from East Hausaland now. That's really good. Okay, first defensive battle. We get tactful in the big battle, which is super good. That's so lucky. Now we actually have an advantage, although this is probably caused by the tactful inflating our stats. I actually don't know. Or no, maybe we actually just do. Well, that's really nice. We'll let them attack us some more. Yeah, the front advantage isn't going super great for us. Let's make sure we have more general, or more org, because yeah, org is very bad to not have anymore. Okay, tactful saving us, and camouflage saving us too. No, camouflage is not. Oh, is it? Okay, it is. No, battle is chaos. Okay, apparently we're winning. Well, that's good. Maybe we try to go on the attack. This army's slowly gaining org. Once that army gains org, we should probably attack for sure, but I guess we'll try an attack now. Let's just grab a random general that's going to be decent at attacking. I don't know. I guess we can take the cruel guy. Okay, yeah, this battle did not go too well for us. That is very unfortunate. We'll just have to wait for this 12 stack, but that's going to come back fairly soon. Okay, I'm going to bring back the 12 stack now. It's at 90 org, which is pretty decent. We're actually winning now, which is good to see. Guess I'll just put everything on attack, because yeah, 30 advantage is pretty crushing. And we're going to be occupying Benin in just a second here, which is super nice to see. Benin has 4 million GDP. That's actually insane, although a lot of this is probably owned by the British, and we won't get to keep that ownership, or we won't get to get that ownership, but it still is very nice. Yeah, there's Benin occupied. Oyo shouldn't be too far behind because, yeah, Benin capping will give us a huge advantage, and we already have a huge advantage without that even. And yeah, any second now we'll occupy Benin, or yeah, Oyo. There we go. Oyo is now occupied. We have a NATO uprising going on at the same time, so I would like to finish this war soon. Okay, yeah, we can get a peace deal. Very nice. Start incorporating these new states. And now everything's going to go over and crush the NATO uprising. I'm going to try to improve relations with Germany, because if we can get up to 20, we can maybe get knowledge sharing or something, which would be so nice. GDP ownership in Benin is only 28%. Yeah, that's not ideal. But hey, it's still almost 5 million GDP. Oh, I see we got like 50 construction as well. Gonna put this all on iron frame, I guess. That's super nice. Do we have currency standards? We don't. Maybe I should actually research currency standards, because I think that would be huge for a budget. Yeah, that would almost double our amount of money we can get. So I'm just gonna research currency standards. I'm going to build up 3 more government administrations real quick, because I want to start surveying the Suez. Okay, survey the Suez Isthmus. Just researching currency standards. I definitely want to go per capita taxation, because it's way more money. Although, we are about to have this petition fail, and that's going to make the landowners very big mad, which is going to give us a big stall chance. We might want to do something like this, because I think armed forces help out with passing. Yeah, they do. Doing something like this might be your best shot. Oh wait, no, we can't do this because we're gonna fail the petition even more. It's only -5 more approval. It's fine. We'll take it. Yeah, the landowners are very mad, but it is what it is. We're gonna just try to pass per capita taxation. It's gonna be way more money. We finished surveying the Suez Isthmus. We can now see that per capita would give us 21k income. Although this might not be quite right. If we look here, it says 31k on that, but if we go to very high, I think it'll decrease what that says. No, it actually doesn't decrease it much, so maybe that's actually real income. We shall see. I feel like raise taxes here. Yeah, actually, most of this is real income. So I think that we're probably going to get almost to 21K, which would be very nice to see. A huge revolt going on in France. Wow. But yeah, I think we want to start building the Suez now. It's going to take forever, but it's going to be worth it. I'm going to go up to level 2 colonial affairs because I do want to colonize into Equatoria faster, because if we can get to the Central African countries, that would be pretty nice. Dahomey, your time is up. It's time to get annexed into the Great Darfur Empire. Wait, what? Does Dahomey have line infantry? No, they don't. They just had 20 defense for some reason. Oh, they've got a tactful. Okay. Well, let's just mobilize some more troops. They should be winnable. And yeah, there we go. There is Dahomey. I will start damaging relations with Borgu because we want to try to annex them. Unfortunately, they're improving relations, which is going to make things a little tough. I'm going to go for Ashanti next. That'll be pretty nice. Slowly expanding into this like West African area. This negative balance is very unideal. Maybe I'll try to turn on privatization on everything and hopefully that will save our money because we need a lot of money right now. Budget is not doing too good, and I would really prefer to not pause construction to stop the Suez Canal. So I'm just going to try to privatize a bunch of stuff. Hopefully that'll be good. Oh, I should swap these up to sawmills. That would be very good. Our colonial growth is over 2 now, so we should set up a second colony. I guess, could do Niger Delta. We could also try to go into here if we put an interest in Senegal. I think that's probably the play. Yeah, go for Senegal. Try to colonize a bit of here because we might write a trade state for like British Volta to get into like Messina or something. I think that could be a decent play. And then once that's finished colonizing, we go into Niger Delta maybe. Actually, I think there's only one more province on Togo, so I'm just going to colonize that. Yeah, that's finished now. Oh, with the power of privatization, we now have $1 million. So I'm going to lower taxes to get over 50 legitimacy to hopefully pass per capita better. And yeah, I'll start a colony on Volta. Although this is actually growing incredibly slow due to malaria. Definitely want to get quinine eventually. Probably after railways, we want to try to go for that. Although we still have some tier 1 techs to go for. Actually, corporate charters. I'm going to go for corporate charters like now because, yeah, the Suez Canal Company is going to be soon, actually. We should get that as soon as possible. Yeah, trying to colonize here in Volta is actually kind of useless. I'm just going to cancel the colony and instead go into, like, Chad or something. And we'll see if they're about to cut us off from here, and I'll try to get one province, because if we can get one province, that'll mean we can use it to get a bonus for trading states. You're getting really unlucky with per capita. Now we're going to get it reset, sort of. Maybe try to bolster the peasant movement. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bolster the peasant movement, I guess. Social mobility in some states that have fairly low populations, and then start bolstering the peasant movement. It's gonna go up to only 23%. Dang. Dang, apparently Sokoto managed to get up to unrecognized regional, which means we can't do an annex country play, but we will just annex their country anyway. Go for conquer Nigeria, conquer Sokoto Outer Hausa land, and conquer North Cameroon. It is very unfortunate that they managed to become an unrecognized regional power, but we will annex them. Dang, we failed per capita. We'll have to retry in 2 years. Okay, war with Sokoto just ended. Very nice expansion of our country with that. Yeah, now we're looking quite a bit better. Enlightened royalist, let's go. Crazy, big nice. Enlightened royalist heir is actually insane. It's not actually that useful. You won't even have human rights by the time this person dies, probably, but you know, it's the thought that counts or something. Well, that's not very nice. Germany just enforced mill access against Egypt. For some reason, there's no front, which is nice, but I'm actually very confused why there isn't a front. Oh, it's because we're actually on Egypt's side in the war. Okay. Unfortunately, Sinai doesn't have market access, but the canal is around half employed. Okay. Well, definitely would like it to be 100% employed, but half employed is better than nothing. Should probably start social mobilitying there if we aren't already. Oh yeah, we aren't. Okay, we need to start social mobilitying. We just get a little bit more literacy. We can probably manage to get the qualifications. You know, we're halfway there already. What are we missing? We got around 60% bureaucrats. Looks like similar, and machinists looks like what we're missing. Um, hmm. Egypt and the Ottoman Empire are both capitulating right now. Looks like Ottomans are going to capitulate first. Oh, nice. France and Britain themselves have effectively cut themselves off from colonizing stuff because France cut them off here in South Cameroon, and Britain established British Senegal and British East Africa. So that's pretty nice. Gonna try to enact per capita taxation again. Getting minors in government actually helps legitimacy, so I guess we'll put them in government. That will help us stall chance quite a bit. Ottomans have failed Tanzimat, which means we could now invade something like Tripolitania, which could be nice. We've got a truce with them though, for 4 more years. Oh yeah, I guess because of the war we just fought. Unfortunate, but that would be a country that would be pretty nice to invade. Actually, they don't have that much economy. Actually, they have like 1.5 million, but it's all just having no productivity anymore. Okay, in just a couple of days, Great Britain's going to finish that colony, and then we'll just take over a tiny little bit of Darfuri Niger Delta. Soon enough, we'll try to do something similar in Volta. We did just finish Chad, actually, so we could establish another colony. There actually like isn't really a good spot to establish another colony where we wouldn't have malaria problems. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. Colonization of Equatoria is finished. We can now start incorporating that. Very nice. Well, I guess since we have nowhere else we're colonizing, I'm just going to start establishing a colony in Volta, but malaria penalties are going to make that really slow. I'm also going to conquer Zanzibar, because I do want to get that. It's almost 3 million GDP, actually, which is super nice, but I also think if we get that, plus mill access through Portugal, we can maybe go ahead and invade South Africa. Oh, I just realized this is a Egyptian protectorate, or tributary. We could actually protectorate Egypt in this war. That actually doesn't seem like a very bad idea, so I think I'm gonna go for Egypt protectorate. It's 26 infamy. What would that be compared to like conquering Egypt? Yeah, conquering Egypt is quite a bit more infamy. Actually, it's not that much more infamy. Could just go for a bit of a conquest. No, I think we'll go for Egypt protectorate. They're actually worried, so they might back down. Which wouldn't be terrible, but I would prefer if we could fight this war and just get a nice little protectorate here. I think I will start upgrading to line infantry because that will make this war much easier. Also, we should put some stuff up to guard the Sinai, I guess. I forgot, we need to build 5 trade centers in Sinai for the Suez Canal Company, don't we? Oh, right, we need to get off of isolationism. How are we going to get off of isolationism is an interesting question. We need to get like a law commitment or something, right? Because, yeah, it's going to be really tough. Unless we get like a market liberal. Very hard to get off of isolationism, as it turns out. Well, they got Sinai before we could get to the front, but we are making good progress in the south. Yeah, very good progress. I guess we could do this with ports. We technically don't need a... Yeah, we technically can do this with ports, and then hope that they're not incredibly unprofitable. Although, yeah, that's going to be tough for them to not be incredibly unprofitable. But we'll just try to establish the company for now using ports. Okay, there's Lower Egypt occupied, so it's just a matter of time. Yeah, there we go, actually. Protectorate Egypt. We need more infamy decay, or we need more rivals. Let's rival Denmark, sure. Maybe we put our or actually there's not really German countries to rival, so Portugal, that gives us some influence. Start improving relations with Egypt, because yeah, they're going to be very disloyal due to our relations. But we do have good enough prestige to keep them loyal, so that's nice. I wonder if we could grant them some states to insta-puppet them. Equatoria is only 6 and Sinai is 12. Interesting. Per capita tax passed. Okay. We definitely want to go up to at least medium taxes. Maybe high. I don't know. Yeah, 26 million GDP is actually super nice. Zanzibar helping max our economy. The state has GDP per capita of like 2. Power of Egypt right there. Egypt's our subject at 14 million GDP as well. Very nice. Oh, I should not have rivaled Portugal. Oh, that was a terrible decision. Yeah, I didn't mean to I shouldn't have rivaled Portugal. Now we can't get mill access through them to invade Gaza. Devastation makes building ports in Sinai terrible, so I'm going to just start building government administrations for now, because we do need a lot of those. Let's look at minus tax capacity states. Okay, East Hausaland. You have minus 33 tax construction efficiency. Is there anywhere who doesn't have huge negative construction efficiency? No? Okay, I'll remove social mobility from some more states, do violent suppression here, and then start building government. Oh, what? Wow, the state has no government employees. Okay, well, I'm not really sure why, but the state has no aristocrat qualifications. It's not discrimination because they have the same pop types as this state. But I guess we'll just build up more stuff in household land. I got enforced mill access into a war against France, which is not great, but looks like Britain sent over some troops, so hopefully we can occupy Cameroon and that'll be good. We completed construct the Suez Canal, which means we just need to get the buildings built, and then we should be able to build the canal. But this actually needs us to build them in Darfur, or we actually need to build these in Sinai. I know it says any Darfuri state, but that is a lie. We are slowly building the stuff in Sinai, but devastation there is making it a little bit slower than we would like. And these buildings have pretty terrible productivity. Hopefully we can fix that, but it is going to be tough since we're in the German market, so we can't like subvent exports or anything. Although we actually should get our own trade law. Yeah, let's get the industrialists in government and start trying to pass mercantilism, because that will let us actually start trading. Dang, even though Russia and Prussia are at war, the Holy Alliance is still staying? That's crazy. Got a couple of boats coming up, so... Oh wow, Gaza's military is stronger than I thought. Did they actually upgrade to line infantry? That's gonna be really tough to invade. Oh no, they've got cannon artillery. So they might be landable. I think I'm gonna declare a war against Lorenzo Marx, and we'll see if we can land it or not. If not, we'll just have to keep building up navy. I have like 10 boats queued up in Benin. Oh, we need to have all 5 levels of this nationally owned, and we don't. Dang. Guess I have to build another level of port. That's annoying. Well, we'll see how this naval invasion goes. They've got a lot of troops, so I'm not 100% confident we're gonna be able to land, but maybe we have a shot. It depends on like how many troops they assign to the front and stuff. Okay, they assigned 13 troops, so the front advantage doesn't look great. Unfortunately, we're missing 1 boat compared to what we need, but we're not quite there, yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're winning the battle. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we're easily making it into Lorenzo Marx, which is very, very nice. We'll be able to get into Transvaal and stuff, which is going to be super good for the gold and just more states that we can have fairly easily. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay, we can establish the Suez Canal Company now. It has only 11 prosperity. It's going to be really hard to get this to 100. At least we got a positive popularity executive. That's going to help out. And it's experienced entrepreneur. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Definitely need to make these these levels a lot more prosperous. Getting onto mercantilism will help a lot, but yeah, that pass is not going very well. Egypt GDP growth pretty crazy. They have 22 million GDP. It's very hard to keep them loyal, which is unfortunate. If they do declare independence, though, we could use that to reduce autonomy on them for very cheap infamy. It would be like a fourth of what it is if we were to declare, so that would... Oh, we can't actually see how much infamy that is for some reason. Well, I guess since we have free company charters, we should give this an industry rate on shipyards. Are those... No, those aren't really profitable. So let's just do monopoly rights on ports and trade centers. And then I guess we can give this investment rights. Maybe you want to try to go for an investment agreement with someone who has expensive merchant marine or something, so we can try to build ports in them. That could actually be one way to try to make the company be prosperous, or more prosperous. Really, no one has expensive merchant marine except for China, but China is not going to be easy to get investment rights in. I don't know what we do. Very tough to get the Suez Canal Company to be prosperous. Well, the mercantilism pass is not going well. That is unfortunate. British GDP growth this game is insane. Britain's at 137 million GDP. Wow, Germany's at 140 million, although they are super Germany. These are insane GDP numbers. These are like the highest I've seen. Wow. I'm trying to expand construction because we actually have like a really good positive balance, and I'm having taxes on medium right now. And you know, eventually we'll get 50,000 more income. Maybe the Suez Canal Company actually isn't going to be that significant. It's so hard to make this thing prosperous. It's unbelievable. Maybe if we get our own market, we would have better chance. I don't really know. Very tough. Darn Baclav Von & Co. Regional Company HQ stealing all my stuff. How could you do this to me? I'm not really sure whether the foreign investment we're receiving is like a good thing or a bad thing, because we are getting regional HQs in our country, which is very annoying. But, you know, we get throughput on our buildings and stuff. Wait, do we have some things accidentally on the wrong wood PM? Oops. I guess it's not updating for newly acquired states, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pass mercantilism again. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go to low taxes so that we get more legitimacy. Unfortunately, the rural folk are very mad, but I really want to try to get this through. Wait, rural folk petition government? No, you don't. They're anti-British. If we can make the British mad, we'd get a better stall chance. But right now we have minus x 1.5, which is really bad. Yo, Denmark, you want to give me Togo? Netherlands could join the play. That would be pretty nice if we could steal, like, Ghana and whatever from them. We'll see what happens here. This would be pretty nice if we can just take Ghana or whatever. Ghana and the Dutch Volta, expand a little bit further west. Maybe we'll finally damage our relations with Borgu enough that we can invade them. Venezuela sides into the play. Come on, Netherlands. You got a guarantee on these guys. Surely you'll side in, right? Surely. We can give Spain enforce investment rights on Venezuela. But we just want to get Netherlands to join the play, but it seems like they actually don't want to join. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just add in Humiliation Denmark. And we'll see if they just back down to this play or whatever. I guess we'll say Germany in for enforced investment rights. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, that even flips Germany protective. Oh, but we're poor relations. If we weren't poor, if we were like cordial or something, maybe we could get knowledge sharing. No, the Germans really don't want to give knowledge sharing. Or no, it's minus 94. So if we were cordial, we'd have a chance right now. Bro, our success on mercantilism is going so bad. Is it possible we can get like a law commitment from someone who likes us like at all? Spain? Are you a great power? No, Spain's a major. Man, can we get one from like France maybe? Law commitment. No, they want protectionism. Can we get it from Spain even? Law commitment, mercantilism, obligation. Maybe. It's not going to be too much of a success chance increase, but it's worth something. Okay. Plus 10. Germany versus France. Interesting play. We'll see how things go here. Germany should be able to destroy France, right? Oh no, Russia's in the play too against Germany. Did Germany and Russia finally break up? No, they're still in the Holy Alliance. This is absurd. Next war, let's go for an annex on Tripolitania. That should be pretty nice. Oh, we got sent into this war and now our law commitment doesn't count? No! Tripolitania getting destroyed. These states are pretty good for oil. I think each of these has like 50 oil or something, which is pretty nice. Other than that, these states are kind of useless, but it's some nice territory. And Tunis is actually really good, I think. Let me take a look at Tunis real quick. In Tunis, no one's too likely to join against us in this play. And there is 5 million GDP in Tunis. In the French bloc right now. We'll take that up. That's going to be super nice. Sardinia, Piedmont, and Cuba have sided with Tunis. Well, that's not very ideal. Oh, Egypt might side too. That would be very unideal. We'll see. Actually, it might be fine if Egypt sides in. We could conquer Egypt, which would be really nice. But now this front isn't going well, so I'm going to go defense. We need to set everything to line infantry. Yeah, everything goes to line infantry now. And everything else needs to get mobilized, because, yeah, winning this war is going to be tough. Kind of just going to have to hold the line till Sardinia Piedmont surrenders, probably. We'll see. Oh, nice. We get the we get the events for passing out of isolationism, where you get plus 100% tech spread. I wonder if you should be constantly trying to pass out of isolationism and never leave it for these plus 100% tech spread events. That actually could be a decent strategy. Oh, is Cuba actually managing to push us? That is not very good. Going on the attack here. Looks like we're winning. Very nice. We might just push them out here, which would be nice. Or this battles, if we do end up losing, we'll still get some more war support drop on Sardinia, Piedmont, and stuff. We don't want more people in the anti-British lobby, I think. Yeah, making good progress on Tunis. It's 47% occupied right now. That seems a little low. I feel like we won more than 2 battles, but okay. We should, yeah, 98% now. What? That's more than what a battle should give. Okay, well this battle should be 100% occupation then, which is pretty nice. And, yep, there we go. Tunis is 6 million GDP. We love to see it. It's going to be our GDP in just a little bit of a second. But I'd love to try to unify Ethiopia. Wello is doing a decent job at that, so I want to try to get an alliance with them. They don't really want to sign this. What if we give them military assistance and an obligation? Yeah, maybe we can get a join for protectorate then. No, they're minus 116. Well, I think I'll still support them anyway, just because I want to have Ethiopia get unified, because there'll be less wars if we get one strong Ethiopian country instead of having to have a million different Ethiopian countries. But Tigray wants to conquer Wello. Well, that would be kind of fine. Oh, but yeah, these guys are conquering Tigray as well, so they're going to be like half of Ethiopia after this war, so that'll be nice. Oh yeah, we can peace out Tunis, and that leaves us at 53 million GDP, almost, which is very nice to see. Looks like we maybe have a bit too much construction. Well, we should definitely be raising taxes at this point. But yeah, I think we've got a little bit too much construction, so I'll just like delete 5 from East Hausaland, maybe 5 from Nigeria, and that might be good enough. It's still a little bit of a negative balance, or negative 50k total. Yeah, that's not terrible. You don't really want to go into debt because we are a minor power, so our interest rate is kind of insane. We finally passed mercantilism. Yes, it took so long, but they can finally start building some trade centers in like Hausaland or whatever. And this will be very nice. We can start exporting our products. Our Suez Canal Company can hopefully try to build these up. We'll see if it can. If this fails, we'll probably just have to pick up a new company. I don't know what company we want to go for. Potentially just the tools company or something. John Holton Company is kind of decent. Maybe. Plus 10% plantation throughput would actually be nice. German market just started running a huge glass shortage. I assume that means that Germany just swapped up to steel frame buildings. Maybe we should start building some glass works then. Although steel actually isn't that profitable, so I actually don't know why Germany's running a glass shortage. Nope, maybe they did. I don't know. I'm very confused why this trade center is using 0 of its trade capacity. I started subsidizing it so that it would hopefully start using trade capacity, but it's just not using any trade capacity, which is very confusing. I have 50 relations with Germany, so I can get knowledge sharing, which is very nice. That's gonna be so good. Plus 25% tech spread. I guess I'm gonna start conquering into these guys over here in the Victorian Lakes, because they are pretty good. Uganda has a fairly large economy of 1.8 million, and the rest of them have economies. Alright, I should probably colonize more now we have quinine. That would be good. France is trying to defeat the Great Coalition of Britain, Germany, and USA. It's so over for France. It's Jover for France. Dang, we can't even side in for something like liberate Algeria. We're so weak. Dang. I think I need to give up on the Suez Canal Company. It's just a waste of time. I'm just going to disband it and we're going to go for a real company now because it's not working out. Can we not go wood company? Oh, we don't have a 5 stack of wood that we nationally own? For real? Wow. Okay, let's nationalize 5 logging camps somewhere, except they're all owned by French home goods or something. Can we nationalize 5? We can. Okay, that way we can get the company. And we can get a monopoly on wood, which would be nice. Industry rights, tooling workshops, monopoly, logging camps, tooling. By the way, so many people have investment rights in us due to Germany giving investment rights. Wow, we're getting so much investment right now, actually, from Britain and Germany and stuff. Sweden, actually, wow. I think I'm going to start building like a level 50 university in East Hausaland. I actually don't know if we have the qualifications for that, but we'll see. We just really need some more innovation going here because we want to try to make it to malaria prevention fairly soon. We got a second company slot. I'm thinking we go home goods and then industry charter lead mines, except we don't have... Yeah, let's remove some of our violent suppression on Sinai or whatever. We don't need to worry about Sinai like at all. And then I'm just going to do lead mines, industry charter, and then we can give you like a monopoly or whatever. Alright, I should swap these up to philosophy department. That's going to be very nice. We're going to get up a ton more innovation so we can actually get text like civilizing mission in a reasonable amount of time, although it is still going to take really long. Like this says 8 years right now, but it will go down to maybe 5 years once unis are done building. I think I'm just gonna quickly conquer all the Portuguese colonies in Africa. North Angola, South Angola, Portuguese Lourenço Marques, Portuguese Mocambique, Portuguese Gambia. Sure. Portugal's quite likely to back down to this, so maybe let's just primary some of these. Yeah, okay. They're probably going to back down, actually, which would be unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to take all Portugal's colonies. Okay, Portugal backs down, which is unfortunate. I just realized since I have Bedouin culture, I have access to the Unify Arabia casus belli, which actually, isn't that useful, but might be useful for annexing Egypt. So if we can just get them, like, below 25 Liberty Desire, we don't need to do it twice, we just need to do it once. Maybe we should try to support their regime. Let's see. Oh, they're getting support independence. That is not ideal. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything we can do about that. I guess we can start trying to improve relations with Netherlands. I think I like this deal. Yeah, I like that deal. Um, might declare independence at some point. Having Russia on our side would definitely be very useful for that. Germany has 24,000 power projection. Wow, that's insane. But that will help keep our liberty desire up a little bit, which is always nice. Oh, they took away our knowledge sharing? That is not very nice, Germany. Can I please have my knowledge sharing back? Why are you domineering? I'm amicable with you. Wants to conquer our entire country. Oh, we're finally below 20 relation with Borgu. Finally. We can finally annex Borgu. Yes. The Borgu eyesore is finally dealt with. Very nice. Now, if we just had, like, some more territory from France, we'd have a great name placement. We need to try to get the rural folk in government so we can try to ban slavery. That would be really good. Is there any way we can get the rural folk in government? Not very legitimate, but I guess we'll do something like this. And try our best. That's not banning slavery. Slavery banned. Yeah, the stall chance is pretty high, but I'm gonna try to get slavery banned through. I'm gonna invade Begumder, and since Egypt is rebellious and has a pretty strong army, I think they'll side against us, and then we can annex Egypt, which will be very nice. Definitely, or not annex, but take a bunch of states from Egypt, which will be a lot of GDP. 20 million in just lower Egypt would be pretty huge on its own. Here we get Egypt side against us. Reduced autonomy is 6 infamy, 23 maneuvers. I think we're just gonna go for a bunch of conquers because we will be able to use the Unify Arabia play on them later. So I'm just gonna do like a conquer lower Egypt, conquer middle Egypt, conquer upper Egypt. That seems like pretty good. These states have a lot of the GDP, 25, almost 30 million GDP in these states. Should put us at like almost half of British GDP, I think. Britain's at like 300 million or something. They've been growing pretty crazy. Yeah, 298 million. British GDP this game is insane. I've like never seen it be this high. If India break apart, it'll be big, but they kind of just aren't. India's not gotten too lucky in terms of their Indian national movement thing because they keep getting these minus 25% radicalism events. Well, the front advantages are really not that great for us because Egypt actually has like a really strong military. Um, hmm. Yeah, maybe we actually just try to like get a ton more conscripts. I just realized we have pro army, so we can actually conscript up lancers. That'd be pretty good. Let's conscript up like a ton of lancers along with more line infantry, and hopefully that'll be enough to win us the war. Few battles up here. We're winning that one seemingly, and we're losing that one. Okay. Oh, we don't want to be pushing over there. That's not good. We have a pretty huge advantage over here, but we're losing one of the battles. I've moved a bunch of troops down south because we were massively losing in the south. Now we're probably going to be losing in the north. Yeah, we are losing in the north a bit, which is not ideal. I think we try to upgrade everything to skirmish. Let's see, is that upgrading everything to skirmish? No, it's not. We gotta manually set everything as skirmish over here. This is going to be a pretty big jump in our defensive abilities, but it's also going to be a huge jump in how much it costs us to run our army, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we got to do it. Winning some battles in the south, which I guess is nice. Also, we're getting our advantage in the north up a bit more. I guess I should like split off a tiny stack to try to do a naval invasion maybe. We'll see if that can maybe work. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Or we don't actually have a fleet commander, but okay, there we go. See if the Egyptians will be able to defend that or not. Okay, they do defend it with like seemingly an overkill amount of troops. Oh, we finished researching whatever we were trying to research. I don't know. I guess we can try to go malaria prevention. We'll probably research something before we actually do this because 14 years is ridiculous. So to have this on defense, to just have a permanent naval invasion, I'm pretty sure if you go defense, which is a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, we're just kind of pushing in the south, which is going to be nice. Should be able to connect to the north with this actually, which will be interesting. As our conscripts come up, we're getting close to probably be able to defeat them. Our advantage in the south is pretty huge, but we are actually like not really able to push that much. I really don't like this. Why is this so bad? I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually going to move this back up so we can try to push because the south is going to take forever to get to the capital. So we're just going to go from the north because that's going to be much more efficient. Oh, we occupied the capital. Very nice. Egypt should start capitulating, right? Wait, what? We didn't actually occupy the capital. What? Okay, so this is all one mega front now, I think. What? I'm very confused about what's going on here. What? Okay, apparently I just assigned all these troops to the naval invasion. Okay, let's not do that. Yeah, this is a little bit confusing. I'm so confused why this would merge if it's not actually occupied. Huh. Oh, I guess that's not actually needed for it to merge, right? It's just Egyptian desert did this? It's a little annoying. Okay, proposed peace deal. And there we go. Darfur expands quite a bit. Now up to 137 million GDP, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, we lost like half the GDP in Lower Egypt. It's like there's not enough railways for the state. It's a little weird. I don't know how there's so little infra. I guess shortages, but the shortage should go away soon. And I think we're still gonna have some pretty severe infra problems here. Yeah, we are definitely having some pretty bad infra problems. What in the world happened here? I think we're at the point now I want to start expanding my army largely instead of expanding the civilian economy because, yeah, we need to start like conquering the UK and stuff in order to win this. It's going to be tough. Hopefully we get shrapnel artillery soon as well. We're kind of going to need that if we want to stand a chance against the evil British Empire. Let's see. We're not actually that close to shrapnel necessarily unless we manual research it. We're 2 techs away from finishing tier 2. Oh, the Indian national movement is finally going to start a civil war. That's exactly what we needed. This is going to cause Great Britain to become significantly weaker because generally the AI picks the option to abandon India. I think they have I forget if it's 5 or 33% chance, but they have some chance of like not doing it. But yeah, you can see the majority of the time they just do this. They abandon India, except it does some weird shenanigans where apparently only half of India gets unified and the rest is split up. Temporarily, Great Britain's GDP looks kind of fine, but I don't think this is going to be good for their economy long term. Or, wow, I'm actually surprised. I guess they have everything still connected, but I'm surprised their economy would be fine with losing that. That's kind of crazy. Typical Britain just being the greatest country ever made. Except for Super Germany, of course, which just has casual 420 million GDP. Slavery banned! Very nice. We love banning slavery. Now we just need human rights, so we could go multiculturalism. How old is our ruler? 59. I thought he was older than that. I guess I will go human rights. Maybe we can get multiculturalism. I'm gonna try to get Great Britain to join against me by doing a war against Belgium. See how this goes. We need to do a more government that the Germans actually like, so maybe something like industrialists will be good. Yeah, the Germans want to join us here, so now we should wait for Great Britain to get involved real quick. Britain should get involved, right? Canada gets involved. Okay, there's Britain. So now we can sway France, but they actually will take a war goal. They'll take return Flanders or Wallonia. I don't think we need France. I'm just gonna call in Germany well, actually let's add our war goals first. We've got 70 maneuvers. I think I want to transfer British, do I want to transfer British Senegal or British East Africa? Is British Senegal, it's 1.6% pop growth versus 1.6% pop growth. I think I'm gonna go for British Senegal, and I guess we'll go for Sierra Leone as well, just so we can finish off this side maybe. Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone. There it is. It's 20 maneuvers. Dang, that's a lot. Call Germany in. Return Wallonia. And then we go transfer Sierra Leone. And then we look, and we can't transfer Congo or anything right now. That's not ideal. Could go for like conquer British Congo or something here as well. Don't think so. Let's just take this. Now gets Germany, right? Yes, Germany's in the play with us now, which is nice. Gonna mobilize our 400 battalions. Game's a little laggy. Yeah, we're gonna most of this over here to the British Senegal front, and then we'll try to conscript up to defend the Niger Delta front and push over here in the east. It's 1900 troops versus 1500 troops, so if that's correct, we should have a pretty nice advantage. Although France or something could still join the play. Yeah, France, Russia, USA, Spain are all on the side of Belgium, but Belgium doesn't have that many maneuvers to call them in, so that's good. Germany's helping us push in Volta. Very nice. It is going to be tough to push without Germany's help. Hopefully Germany can just like crush Belgium real quick. Also, what war goals are against Germany actually? Liberate Wadai is the only war goal after Belgium caps out, so that's going to be maybe a bit of a problem. I don't know. This front also could be a problem, but let me just push in here. I think that's all of our war goals against Britain. Yeah, we just need to push in to British Senegal, which actually is going to be kind of tough, but we're actually succeeding right now. We're making progress into Volta, which is good. I'm going to pause construction because we are running a bit of a negative balance. Well, a pretty huge one. And we might want to do some enlistment efforts, but we can't really do that too easily. Try to enlistment effort something. We need more skirmish infantry so that we can try to defend or push or whatever, but yeah, it's not too easy right now. I'm gonna raise taxes. It'll make us a ton more money, which is pretty nice. We're running a pile of balance even with our whole army mobilized, although legitimacy isn't great. We can swap governments to fix that. Also, we're about to take over the Ivory Coast capital, or the British Senegal capital, which is nice. Then we should need to make it to Sierra Leone to enforce the war. Oh wow, the advantage on here is 77. I should set all my generals to advance. We're also losing over here, but it's fine. Oh yeah, we're about to have Germany start capping, which is not good. But Britain is super close to capitulation desire. So I'm going to try to get a navy because I think we actually are going to run into problems with Germany capitulating here potentially. So we need to be ready to naval invade Sierra Leone because that's going to be good for capping Germany or Britain, because Britain is capitulating desire is super close, so shouldn't be too hard. What? France is at war with Great Britain at the same time? Huh. Uh-oh. This is maybe okay. We need to land British Senegal, or British Sierra Leone immediately, please. Okay, if we can just land Sierra Leone, we're fine. Okay. Maybe we can. Okay, yeah, I think we can, actually. So, will we land in time? I think so, yeah. Germany's at negative 68 capitulation desire, and we're about to get into Sierra Leone, and that should start Britain capitulating faster than Germany, so we should get capitulation desire first. And yes, they should hit capitulation desire first. France offers us support independence for investment rights? No. Okay, yeah, we should win this war. Britain really is much more of a challenge than they were in previous patches, because yeah, the British AI just gets such a big economy. If we look here, Britain has 400 million GDP. In a previous patch in like 1.8, them having like 150 million by mid-1900s would be surprising. Okay, Britain is going to be capitulating in just a second here, I believe. 3, 2, 1, and let's go, please. Yes, Darfuri, Senegal. Oh, we actually got human rights. Yeah, let's start passing multiculturalism. Unfortunately, after pausing construction, our GDP did go down a little bit, which is kind of to be expected, but, you know, we're building up some universities now, which should help with tech spread. If we can tech spread, you know, these last few techs, malaria prevention will go by quite a bit faster. Unfortunately, we are going to let Great Britain have quite a bit of Africa. Oh, they just established British Congo. That's pretty nice for us. We will need to try to like conquer some of this stuff from Great Britain though, because it is very unfortunate that they have a lot of this coast over here, so they're going to be able to colonize a lot. I'm going to humiliate Sweden, and we're going to probably call Russia in. The hope is that Great Britain will run against us again, and we can use that to add more war goals against them, because I do want to conquer Hero Land, Namakaland, transfer Congo, transfer British East Africa, which should stop Britain from doing more colonization, which is going to be very important. And then we'll have to worry about France, but other than that, we should be good. Yeah, France is actually colonizing a lot, so we need to worry about them, but other than France, we'll be good on colonization after that. We need to stop everyone from colonizing, because anyone who colonizes is going to be costing us more and more infamy over time, which is just terrible. So conquer Hero Land and stuff, transfer British Congo, and then can we take British East Africa? No, we actually don't have the maneuvers for that. Maybe we just liberate it? I think liberating it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let's just liberate British East Africa. I think that should be good. Okay. We have the maneuvers to like conquer Niger Delta or something. We do. Should we do that? No, actually let's not do that just in case they can like manage to hold that. Let's go here with most of our army and then send our defense over here to the Niger Delta. And basically everything actually there. And then we are going to do a naval invasion into Britain over here or something. Yeah, we'll grab like a 6-stack, send it over to Southern Africa, get a navy here, get ready to naval invade there. Russia offers us support in exchange for liberate Malta. Yeah, we'll take it. Russia immediately abandoned us for some reason, so that's not very nice. Now Russia offers us support again. Will they actually join for real this time? No. We're not really making much progress over here in the British East Africa front, or apparently we're making a little bit, but it's really slow, which is unfortunate. But I mean, our power rejection is like over double that of Britain, so should eventually win. We might need to actually research breech loading artillery to win though. We'll see. Naval invasion into British Congo is going pretty good. The British East Africa front is kind of just a stalemate. Kind of probably just are going to need to wait for breech loading artillery. I don't know. If the capital's Kenya, maybe we can land it? Yeah, we might be able to land Kenya to get an enforce, actually. That could work. Wello offers us an obligation to join the revolt. How about you become my protectorate? That sounds better. Sweden actually landed in Sierra Leone. No! Terrible. We need to go destroy them from Sierra Leone, or else we're actually going to get enforced out of this war. Apparently I managed to occupy Kenya. Okay. Well, that's really good. Now we just need to take out Namakaland and Hero Land, which shouldn't actually be that hard. So, yeah, that's actually amazing. Oh, all the British armies have 0 supply now that we took Kenya. That's nice. Well, we're capitulating, so I am sending a naval invasion over here to Sierra Leone so we can stop capitulating. Okay, we reoccupied Sierra Leone with the naval invasion. Now I just need to go for Hero Land and stuff. That should be good. And capitulate Britain. Win the war. Okay, we're in Hero Land. Strategic objective, Namakaland. We can make it there. We win the game. Oh, let's defend this landing, please. And should probably send over some more troops to this landing, because, yeah, once we get Namakaland, it's going to be, probably Cape Colony is going to try to stop us, but we need to hold it for a while, I think, because Britain is at 0. Yeah, Britain's minus 100 to accepting. If we just don't liberate British East Africa, actually, we could do that. That's not terrible. Yeah, that's not awful. I guess we'll just not liberate British East Africa. It's not that bad. Like, they're not going to realistically colonize that much. So we'll just take this. And now Britain can't do much colonization, which is nice. Now France is the next country we really need to worry about stopping the colonization of. Now, they got quite a few people who would support them, so we probably want to do the same trick of finding someone who they've got a defensive pact with who's relatively not got too many allies or something. Dang, we failed multiculturalism. Very sad. I'm a little confused about what our GDP drop is. My best guess is that we're actually just lowering our workforce ratio by killing pops in war. Because if you look here, we have around 13 million people out of 60 million people who have employment, which is, of course, terrible workforce ratio. Although actually for legal guardianship, that's not terrible. I don't know. Quite confused about why our GDP is going down so much. I'm gonna swap to government that the Germans are more likely to like. Let's see if we just put the industrialization. Is that enough? Or do we need to kick out the other people as well? Yeah, that's enough. We're gonna conquer French Ubangi Shari. We're gonna conquer French Congo. French Congo. I'm going to liberate Algeria. And I'm gonna call Germany in for humiliate France. And then for our final war goal, I'm going to transfer French Senegal. Okay, yeah, we get Germany on our side. With Germany on our side, regardless of who France calls in, it should be a very, very winnable war, I think. Because, yeah, we've got a pretty big team of people here. Even if Russia and Spain are on the opposite side, we should have the upper hand. Well, Brazil gets called in, but I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. Finland, oh, that's Russia, okay. Will we get, okay, Spain also joins, but France is still worried. For some reason, they're not assigning anything to the Tunis front, so we're just going to try to push through there while we hold on the other fronts pretty much. We can push through here, conquer Algeria, that will be pretty good. We just want to, pretty much, probably going to have to stalemate this war until Russia capitulates or whatever, because without Russia out of the war, it's going to be very tough to win, I feel like. You know, Germany's losing on both fronts here in Europe, and we're only winning on this front in Africa. This front has now merged with the southern front here. Oh, this front is free, so Germany's going to push into French Republic down there. That's very nice. Yeah, we're going to be winning against France here pretty easily, I think, which is good. I'll cut France off from having market access, and that'll mean Portugal's the only country that's colonizing at this point, and British East Africa, but they're colonizing very slowly because they don't have malaria prevention. After we get malaria prevention, the only important tech is multilateral alliances, so we can get that reduced infamy gen, I guess. Hopefully we tech spread breach loading, that would actually be super important. But I don't think I want to waste research time on that. We're about to get malaria prevention, which is going to be really good. Also, we're trying to push into the French Senegal capital right. Yes, we got malaria prevention. Okay, I'm gonna establish 2 more colonies. I'm not actually 100% sure if we're gonna be able to finish the colonization of Africa in time, because the new colonization mechanics, I don't know if if they were implemented by the last time I was playing in Africa for the Sokoto run, but yeah, we can only do 5 colonies at once, pretty much. Well, Russia's about to leave the war. That's gonna be huge. Now Germany can fully focus on France. Spain should be leaving at some point somewhat soon. They're not actually that close. Actually, Brazil is really close, though. Got a pretty good amount of rubber plantations. I should swap up to, what's it called? Machine steel tools. I should also swap up like a million PMs, but you know, whatever. GDP is going up quite a bit from that. Although, I assume that, what's it called, is expensive now. Let's take a look. No, rubber actually isn't that expensive. Okay, nice. Oh, our GDP is back to being lower again. I don't know what happened, but that is unfortunate. We just finished up the war with France. Very nice. We get Algeria liberated, which is good. France just has a couple of random colonies. They won't be able to expand further in. I think that we're in a very good shape right now. The only thing that could ruin the run at this point, I feel like, is just us not finishing the colonies in time, but I think we probably will. There's a rev going on in Orania, and they don't like us very much. So I'm just going to become an industrialist real quick. And then the Oranians kind of like me now. So, you know, it'd be nice if I could get a defensive pact with you, Orania. And then it would be nice if you could, you know, become my protectorate. Yeah, that seems pretty nice. You love getting free protectorates from Orania. Orania's very nice. You know, save us maybe like 20 infamy or something. Interesting that you didn't really consider this event for countries with multiple cultures, because it only gives it to one of our primary cultures. Interesting. Monument to the Sultan. Okay. We have a ton of construction, which I should probably use. Because, yeah, we kind of have a lot of money right now. We could try to build more Almost up. We really don't have that many peasants, actually, is like a small problem. Yeah, we really have basically zero peasants. I wonder if prop tax is actually more money. Oh, it actually is a lot more money, so I guess I should start going for prop tax. GDP is finally back up to what it was before we started the war economy. Zambia finishes colonizing. Very nice. I think we'll do East Angola next. That's a big part of the map to get greened up. Algeria just backed down and became a British protectorate. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Also, South Africa got enough tall. There's no way we can trade for that, right? Maybe there is. Let's take a look. It's only minus 111, actually. Is there a way we can get Natal? No, I don't think so. Yeah, they don't actually care about non-colonization agreements or anything. So, doesn't look like we can really take Natal from them very easily. Unless we gave them monopolies. No, they hate getting investment rights in us. So that's not going to work. Maybe if we flip them out of antagonistic, but that seems not very easy. Yeah, they have a million things hurting attitude, so that's not happening. We got another company slot. I think I'm going to take Mineral Guild and then use Industry Charter for iron mines. That's a pretty nice company to have coal, sulfur, and iron. Also, I think we want to declare war on Isaac because Britain is naval invading it and they're going for protectorate, so we can just conquer it ourselves and that should be fine. Our place in the sun. Oh, we got the thing for colonizing 95% of the state regions in Africa, or did they reduce it? Because I feel like we're not 95% done. Yeah, we're almost certainly not. I'm not sure exactly why this already triggered, but get plus 100 prestige, which is kind of nice. Wait, what? Sweden landed in the British capital? No, that's not very good. That's actually really bad. Is France is still capitulated first, I think? It's not, it's really close though. So we'll see what's going on here. It doesn't look too great for Britain. It's so unfortunate that Britain is going to hit capitulation desire before France is out of the war. Unless, Sweden isn't going to hit capitulation desire first either. So yeah, I think Britain's going to lose, which is terrible for us because all three of these states are going to get returned to France, which means we'll have to like conquer these states from Algeria and then re-liberate Algeria. Is that even in time? That's like three separate wars. That's barely in time, I feel like. Which is not ideal. I think. Oh wait, what? Why is Britain so much further from capitulation desire all of a sudden? I assume one of the people they're fighting left, and now they have huge relative military strength keeping them afloat? No? Maybe they had even worse relative military strength before? I'm not really sure. But it looks like France is going to capitulate sooner than Great Britain now, so that's good. Okay, yeah, France is going to lose the war, which is very good. That means that we won't have to have any problems with conquering Algeria. We'll just have to do one war against the UK to annex Algeria, and it'll be way less infamy because they're unrecognized. France is trying to conquer Madagascar, so I think we need to conquer it first, because, yeah, that would not be very nice if France conquers Madagascar from us. That would be a lot of infamy that we'd have to waste. Um, so yeah, we're going to try to conquer it ourselves. Should really make more boats. That would be very good use of construction. Build up a ton of boats, because all these boats will help us do more naval invasions and stuff, which is kind of useful. Also, the army is getting upgraded to shrapnel artillery right now, or it should be. I don't know why this army has zero. It just has zero mobile artillery in it. You can see here, we're starting to get shrapnel artillery, which is going to make our army much, much better at fighting wars with the Europeans. Also, we're going for combustion engine, which will be nice, because that'll mean we can start building cars, and we have oil and rubber in our country, so that should be, like, really good. Apparently, our war is actually escalating faster than the French war, just because we didn't add extra wiggles and stuff. We're easily landing on the Marina Kingdom. Very nice. Surely as the controller of the capital, they'll capitulate to me, right? Surely. Yes, it worked. Okay, we get Madagascar. Very nice. We actually have 21% success on multiculturalism. Oh, our ruler is still the enlightened royalist. There's 76. We'll just give this a shot. We'll see if we can actually pass it. 21% to 25 is not terrible due to the anarchist movement and stuff. If we could bolster the anarchist movement, that could help out a little bit. We could get some more authority pretty easily. Let's just remove a social mobility decree on Bornu, and then we can go ahead and bolster the anarchist movement. We just granted Wello our little bit of Gondar up here, and it was able to reduce their autonomy, which is pretty nice. That's a 40 million GDP puppet, which means Yeah, they're actually giving us 23k. Apparently Darfuri Senegal is actually huge. Darfuri Senegal has 20 or 50 million GDP. What is Congolese Senegal? Wait, we transferred this to Darfur to Congolese Senegal? Um, wait, no, what is I'm so confused. Darfuri Congo has Congolese Senegal as a subject. That is very strange. I guess I'm going to reduce autonomy on Darfur Congo because we might actually want to annex them at some point just so we can actually have both Senegals as our direct subject instead of having them as indirect subjects. Okay, I just unlocked cars. I want to start building a lot of these. The question is, where do we want to build them? Probably wherever we have peasants, but also doesn't have huge state construction malices. I don't really know if anywhere like that really exists. It looks like the answer to that is no. So I guess we'll just build wherever we have the most pops, which I think is like House of Land and Lower Egypt, and these will just take up whatever were the least productive jobs there, I guess. I'm gonna try to get Natal from South Africa because I'm realizing if we don't have Natal, there's actually no way for us to get to Basuto, which we definitely want to get to Basuto because otherwise we won't have completed the colonization. So I'm going to give them Darfur Northern Cape and then O obligation, and now we have 85% chance and that we can give them Darfur Northern Cape in exchange for Natal. And yep, there we go. Start incorporating Zululand and colonize for Basuto. Our GDP has been going pretty well. I think this jump here was me enabling pump jacks on a bunch of stuff. We're up to 284 million, which puts us, yeah, hugely far behind Germany. We're about half of Great Britain, and we're a little bit behind actually Russia and Qing. Pretty crazy how good Russia is. They're at like 300 million GDP. If Super Germany hadn't formed, they would probably be like almost second in the world. Although China actually having 300 million GDP is not something you would see in previous patches. They don't even give anyone investment rights. They're just cooking. This is crazy. How much construction did China build? Let's take a look. Can we find somewhere where they're constructing to see how much construction they're building? Maybe they're not constructing anywhere? No, here we are. 900 construction they have, but they're only using like 400. I'm gonna go for an annexed country play on Algeria, which is a British subject, but I think this is gonna be pretty good. Got our huge shrapnel battalion, so I think we can probably defeat the British. We've got lots of stuff we want to take in this war. We're going to probably kick the British pretty much completely out of Africa in this war. I don't actually know if we have enough maneuvers for that. We have 90 maneuvers. That's maybe not enough. But we should be able to do most of their stuff. Maybe not British East Africa. We'll leave that for a future war, maybe. But we can get almost everything in this war. Like a British Niger Delta or whatever. Okay, yeah, America's in this war against us, which is not ideal. Could try to call Spain in for something. I don't know. Spain does have a lot of power projection, actually, so maybe we should if we can give them something that's relatively cheap on the maneuvers. It's not really that cheap. Liberate British East Africa, I'm kind of fine with as a war goal, so we'll give them that, actually, because I would like that war goal. That'll be pretty helpful to have Spain in the war with us. I mean, they actually join. Yeah, okay, Spain joins. Now we'll transfer South Africa, transfer Congo, and then, oh, do we not even have maneuvers to conquer Niger Delta? No, we do. We can't conquer Equatoria, though, so they will be left with a bunch of their inner colonies here as well. But we get some of their stuff here, which is pretty nice. All their stuff is going to be isolated after this, I think. We should, like, split this big army. It's a little bit too big. Let's grab a 186 stack from it and put it over here on the British East Africa front, because we do need to deal with that a little bit. And it looks like we need like a million armies down here to defend Zululand, because they've got quite a few troops down there. Okay, the war has begun. We're making good progress in Niger Delta, and I think we're making not the worst progress ever everywhere else. It's pretty bad everywhere else, but it's not terrible. I do just kind of want to see what happens if we try to naval invade the British capital, because I don't see any troops there. I assume that troops are just going to magically teleport back, but hey, that might be a good distraction anyway. Oh, we passed multiculturalism. That's very nice. Maybe we'll start getting some migration, since we are pretty much completely out of pops. We could be somewhat likely to get mass migrations, I'd think. Although our mass migration attraction probably isn't great. It's 43, which is pretty terrible. But, yeah, we probably won't get any mass migrations. Although, maybe just having more acceptance will give us some. I don't know. Okay, we occupied the British East African capital, so I'm now going to move this army down south. If we can occupy South Africa's capital, we can start enforcing. Britain, of course, doesn't want a full peace deal yet, but soon they'll be forced into it. Well, actually, Spain is going to capitulate, aren't they? Does Spain cap before Britain accepts? I don't know. We'll see. Looks like no, because Spain is capping minus 1.8, Britain's capping minus 4.6, and the difference between these is definitely not a factor of 2 between this capitulation desire and this acceptance. Okay, we can make peace, annex Algeria, transfer some subjects, liberate East Africa. Very nice. Darfur expansion. Might want to try to go for independence soon. Although, maybe we should humiliate Great Britain first, because I think Great Britain would be likely to side with Germany in an independence war. What are our relations to Germany right now? They're plus 50? Okay. So we could... I don't think it's likely we want to call Germany into any future wars, so I'll just request 2 things real quick, and that should let us see the independence thing. What? Have they not declined yet? No, there we go. They declined. And we can see here, Great Britain actually isn't too likely to join the play. Actually, they are, because I'm pretty sure the sway is going to be plus 25 or plus 50. So they'd probably join against us, which would mean we'd have Russia's help, so maybe this is a winnable independence war. But I think we're just going to wait a little bit to do it. I'm going to start going wealth voting, because I think we might have a decent shot at... Yeah, we have decent success chance on parliamentary republic, and we kind of need wealth voting in order to do that first, because you can't do it without voting. And if we can get parliamentary republic and open the borders or whatever, then maybe we can get a cautious leader, which would be very nice. Because I'm actually not sure. I think it's possible we can do this low infamy. I'm not 100% sure though. The infamy is, getting a little bit high, and we still have a lot of stuff to conquer. Although we've definitely conquered the vast majority of the continent at this point. Darfuri Senegal demands increased Darfuri Senegalese autonomy. This is unacceptable, bro. How could you do this to me? So Russia joins our side due to how support independence mechanics work for some reason. Oh, Netherlands is in this play. Well, transfer Liberia seems like a pretty obvious war goal. Do you want to conquer the Dutch colonies? I think so. So let's go Ghana. Dutch Volta, conquer Dutch Gabon, conquer Dutch Mauritania, and conquer... What else? Is that it? I think maybe. Conquer Dutch Windward Coast. Where's that? Oh, there. Conquer Dutch Windward Coast. Or, no, that's Darfuri Senegalese. There it is, Dutch Windward Coast. Okay. So I think that's all we want from this war. That should be pretty good. Now, we could go for, a humiliation on America. The question is there, could we easily land Alaska or something? I don't know. Because if we can't land Alaska and we end up in a forever war with USA, that would be pretty annoying. But also, I would really like to not have America join against me in future wars. Let's not do it. It's too much of a risk, I think. They have better stats than us, which is not ideal. Maybe I move some army over here and we just kind of have to mostly defend and maybe land Liberia. I'm not really sure how we win this war. It does not look very simple to be able to win this war because their stats are actually good, seemingly. I don't know exactly. Let's take a look at some of America's troops here. What? How do they have an average stat of 64? Can we look at a different American troop set and see? Nope. What? 84 offense. What in the world is giving them 84 offense? Oh, America has the thing. Okay, so we should be on the attack then. America has the Zeppelin thing. You look at America. They have military airships. They just triggered it. Yeah, that's not nice. That's crazy. I should actually swap it to steel frame buildings, that reminds me. And I should build more automotive industries in random states, because they are very productive. Yeah, this war is it's so unlucky that they triggered that right as the war starts. We just have to survive for the first 30 months, and then I think everything will be fairly easy after that. But surviving for the first 30 months might be a little difficult. Luckily, they do have to make it all the way to Wadai before they can enforce, because they have Lib Wadai. Well, I thought defense was going to be the best strategy, but I'm actually just going to have, or I thought offense was going to be the best strategy against this, but we're actually just so dead. All of our troops are dead, so I'm just going to try to defend. I don't know that this war is winnable, actually, which is actually so bad if we lose this war. Um, yeah, I don't know what peace deal we can possibly go for here. It doesn't seem, this is very bad. I turned on field hospitals and luxurious supplies because, yeah, America having military airships is very scary. We need to try our best to survive for the next 30 months. Well, oh, did this get disconnected from the front? It did. Terrible. We'll try to reconnect it to the front. What is going on with the front lines here? I don't really know. We're gonna ship some troops over to that front. And yeah, we kind of just need to try our best here and hope that America can't push us too far with their 30,000 power protection. It actually is less than us, but plus 30 offense is insane. Our front advantage is slowly going down, which, don't like seeing that. How long is left on America's military airships? 20 months? Okay. It's not terrible. That means we've gone through a third of it so far. I forgot to turn on advanced tactics training. That should help out a bit. Also, I should build a bigger army, actually. Like, this will help us out a ton in future wars if I can just, like, have more battalions. So let's just build more, right? That makes some sense. Build, like, 250 battalions of skirmish infantry and a bunch of battalions of shrapnel artillery. That'll be nice. It'll take a while to get through, but it'll help out a lot once it's done. The Darfuri Senegal is about to capitulate because they've just been continuously losing battles on the front line, which will be nice. Then we'll just have to take out Liberia and stuff, and they shouldn't have a good connect. Or I guess they still have Ghana to go through in order to occupy us, but the front line will be much shorter, which will be nice. Wait, what? America landed in the capital of Russia? Okay, yeah, there's Senegal out of the war. Oh, now Liberia is a separate front. Um, should probably send like a bunch of troops down there. Actually, like a ton, because if we get that, we can start capping out America, which would be pretty huge. We got called into war against France. That's not very nice, because that means we aren't going to attack them, and France does have lots of territory we want to take. But we've got plenty of stuff we can do in the meantime. Oh, there's no war goals against us, but America has a high enough capitulation desire that we shouldn't cap out before them. Also, we're capping out slower, actually, so we wouldn't cap out anyway before them, but that's good. Yeah, do need to take over the Netherlands war goals soon, or else that will actually be a problem. We have no war goals against us right now. Do we have this occupied? No. Okay, let's try to naval invade. Wait, what? Not at Darfur? So we do actually occupy this part? Do we? Dutch Gabon is not one of the things. So Dutch Mauritania we do actually need to land, though. So let's go for a landing on Dutch Mauritania real quick. That should be pretty good. I'm actually going to do a land invasion because they have a navy here, so the land invasion should work out better. It's really weird how you can do a naval invasion and then cancel into a land invasion, seemingly, because of the 4-week timer where you have to be able to get there in 4 weeks or else you can't do a land invasion. I kind of think that that's a little bit of a strange system. You probably need a better heuristic to use. Okay, Dutch Mauritania is occupied, so they should go negative in just a second here, and then we can take over pretty much all this stuff, except they're not going to accept the treaty yet, but it's going to get close soonish. Well, this budget is not very good, although, like, there isn't really that much longer in the game, so we could maybe run this budget, actually, but I should probably just pause construction. Okay, peace with the Dutch. Very nice. No more Dutch colonies in Africa. Only Portugal, Great Britain. Yeah, just Portugal, Great Britain, and I guess Spain is all that's left. Yeah. Oh, and France, of course. How could I not remember France? The Japanese flu has broken out in the Ryukyu Islands. No! We passed wealth voting. Now, I'm thinking we want to do some shenanigans with the positivist movement to abdicate. Because that would be very nice. Yeah, I think we want to try to do that. Although we could try to go migration controls first. I think it's probably going to be easier to get on that when we can choose our ruler, right? If we can maybe get industrializing government, maybe not, but yeah, it doesn't look like we can really get. Although maybe after the election we will be able to. Let's see what's going on in the election. Can we see what's going on in the election? I guess the election is rigged. Okay, there we go. We can see the Conservative Party is winning the election. So yeah, we probably want to do the shenanigans. So let's see here. Positive movement is 24% activism. Let's just take the church people out of government. Or can we actually get a legitimate government without the church people? No, we actually can't. So that's a bit of a problem. I don't know if total separation is enough to trigger this. Or what we can do actually is freedom of conscience, cancel, then take the church out of government. I guess put in the conservatives, whatever, doesn't matter too much. And then state atheism, cancel. And this should make the positive movement very mad. You have 87% activism. And now we can go back to something like this. And the positive movement will start a civil war. Will start a revolution. Yep, there we go. Now we should be able to abdicate. Oh no, it's not passing a law that they don't like. Wait, why can we not try to do this? They should be giving success chance to this, surely? What? Huh? I'm so confused. Why does it think the positivist movement wants to pass that? I'm so confused. That's not a law that the positivist movement likes. Well, I guess we need to make like the anarchist movement mad or something. How can we make the anarchist movement very mad? We can fake pass Council Republic. That should do it. Okay, just do that real quick. Now the anarchist movement should be mad. And then we can use that to fake pass universal suffrage, which should change whatever this movement wants to be something else. Now it wants protected speech. Okay, cancel that. Now what do you want? You want guaranteed liberties. Okay, cancel that. You want presidential republic? Wait, what? Huh? How does a theocrat not disapprove of going to presidential republic? I'm gonna give it like a tick to see if something is wrong. This doesn't seem to be working how it should be working. Yes, something is... Oh... What? Okay, so apparently we just need the heir to be 18. Well, that's very unfortunate. Usually you didn't need that before, but I guess they changed it. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. I guess we just need to try to pass Parliamentary Republic and hope this isn't going to start a civil war. It probably will, but it's worth a shot. We'll see. And even if it does start a civil war, we probably just have to deal with the civil war. It's actually only going up to 84%. Wait, what? Oh, we have creative legislature. That reduces the political movement activism. That makes sense. Okay, the votes are in. The Conservative Party wins the election in a landslide. Do we have a petite bourgeoisie cautious that we can get into government once we get out of closed borders and stuff? I guess you don't. That's unfortunate. What about the other interest groups? I should take a look at those ones, I guess. That's not a good sign. I guess church we can also do, but they have to be Sunni or whatever. Oh, actually, all of these guys would have to be Sunni, but we do actually have one. Okay, well, that's pretty nice. Oh, no, he's a bandit. We do have another one, though, but he is Galupka, which is not good. Yeah, we might need to pass off of state religion and then hope for a cautious to appear in one of the interest groups. France is just getting mega occupied. For some reason, they're just not occupying the capital, so this war's been going on for so long. The French economy is in ruins. Okay, the war with Germany and France just ended. France ended the war just below 60 million GDP. That's crazy. Oh, 51 million GDP all of a sudden? Now their market access is going to come back and stuff, so they'll finally have an economy again. But this devastation actually is going to be painful for them. I got a fourth company slot. I guess I'll take Darfuri Motors. You know, gotta get those automotive industries. They're kind of cracked or whatever. They're so good. Steel mills? I don't think we have steel as an industry right now. Yeah, we don't. So that's nice. And start owning all these automobiles, except that they're all bought by other people's financial districts. I don't know if companies can buy from other people's financial districts. That wasn't actually clear to me. Looks like it's privatizing more automobile industries in here, and the only ones here to privatize are financial districts from other countries. So I guess it is able to privatize them, which is very nice. Parliamentary Republic is passed. Very nice. Now we need to get a cautious ruler somehow, which is probably not really doable too easily, but we just need to like get migration controls through, and then maybe abdicate, or I mean resign into freedom of conscience or total separation or whatever, and then we're good. So seemingly have no legitimacy right now, which is not ideal. I'm surprised a government like this isn't legitimate. Um, hmm. This is just the problems of having trade unions and industrialists in the same party, as always. Okay, the Royalist movement is no longer starting a civil war, so we can get some sort of government going here. Okay, let's do like this. Now, migration controls. I guess we want to go for that. No more Royalist movement civil wars, so we can get in a government like this and start passing migration controls. Also, I just realized I was being on closed borders. Probably explain why we're not getting migration with multiculturalism. I originally clicked on a province here and checked their migration when I was doing this, but my game crashed after I did that, so let's not do that. That would not be very nice to have a crash. I'm gonna remove monopoly rights on some stuff because I do want to try to get back up to minus 25% enactment time. So just want to do that. Okay, minus 21% is probably good enough. Apparently Darfur, South Africa, and Orania are declaring independence. I didn't notice this was happening, but yeah, it's happening. France and Ottomans are people that's supporting them. I kind of think this is going to be pretty easy. I feel like these countries aren't nearly as strong as us. So anyway, I think we want to try to conquer the French Africa stuff this war. It's going to cost us some infamy, and we want to get cautious soon, but I think it's probably going to be a while till we actually get it cautious. So I'm just going to try to conquer all the stuff here. It's going to be a ton of infamy, actually, but that is actually the highest pop one, so it's not going to be that bad for the rest of these, but I'm just going to slowly... What? That's also 7 infamy. This is so much infamy to go for all this stuff, but yeah, we got to go for it, unfortunately. Okay, I got everything. I guess you could count French Indian Ocean territory as being in Africa, but we're not doing that because we're definitely not getting British Indian Ocean territory or whatever. Anyways, oh, we've got a cautious general here. I wish we could make him the ruler, but we can't. So, yeah, we're gonna try to defeat all of the stuff. We got 50 infamy. It actually isn't that bad. I think we're very much on track to get this in time, because, like, what do we have left after this? If we get all of France out, we have Protectorate in East Africa, which is, like, 30 infamy, maybe 25. Conquering the British stuff, which is, what, maybe 20 infamy? So that would be, like, 70 infamy extra. Actually, it is a little close, but with a cautious ruler, it should be doable. Japan joined the rebels and wants to enforce investment rights on Wello. Okay, that's going to be pretty good for us, I think. It'll just mean we don't have to worry about capitulating out once we cap out the rebels. I think that we're going to cap out the rebels, like, immediately with our 383 stack over here. We're getting close to finishing up Chem Warfare, which is going to be huge, because this will give us plus 20 offense. I guess as our next tech after that, we should go Flamethrowers, which is, like, plus 15 offense, which is also pretty insane. Why are we losing so badly here? Oh, no. I am actually very confused about why we're losing so terribly on this front over here, but I'm going to try my best to hold it with some new armies coming over there. And, yeah, hopefully we can just deal with the other fronts in time to redirect troops there. Japan actually has an insanely large army, wow. Well, anyway, once we deal with South Africa, we should be able to redirect a lot of troops up there and win, I think. Because, yeah. Also, we could do a naval invasion, I guess. That could work out pretty nicely. Oh, they've got a navy here, actually, so we'd have to defeat that. Yeah, darn Sardinia Piedmont is back again to fight us. Germany's nearly hitting 1 billion GDP. How's Britain doing? It's only 8 million, and France is doing okay at 200 million. Actually, what's Japan at in terms of their stats? They're a great power at 292 million. Wow. We got chemical warfare. Time to turn that on. It's gonna hurt our org, but let's just turn everything on here. Yeah, sure. Let's turn all this stuff on. Let's go defense temporarily while we wait for org to recover, and then once it's back up, we'll have the most insane stats ever. We have no legitimacy. Oh, we can get the free trade party in government. This is very legitimate. Okay, this will help us pass migration controls much easier. Devil's paintbrush. Good stalwart defender. Okay. How's org doing? Like 60 so far. Oh, wait, they're actually enforcing investment rights? Okay, I guess I'll move over like a 200 stack because we need to actually stop that immediately or else it's actually over. I guess I'll start trying to push again. Okay, let's do whatever like that. And we should be able to win because our offense is going to be like insane. Although it's not too insane with the org we have right now. It should be pretty good. Yeah, 97, 121. Ridiculous offenses. They're... Yeah, we really need to push in. The problem is if Japan caps out, we might just cap out before France here. Yeah, that's actually a big problem. We do manage to reoccupy this, so We just really need to hope Japan doesn't cap out. Let's send this army over here because we need to occupy that from France. Okay, finally, we can make peace, conquer a million things, and France should accept this, right? Yep, there we go. Darfur expands yet again. Time to start incorporating all of our newly acquired states. Very nice to see. Yeah, there really isn't too much left, but we do only have 10 years left in the game, I guess, so that is to be expected. Migration controls passed. Okay. Now we need to get off of state religion. Or maybe not. I'll look at all of the agitators we potentially can take out right now. Let's imprison you for 10 years. And we'll look at all available agitators. Oh, you can get a church guy. But no, he's the bandit. Let's not grab that guy. I'm gonna look here and see what we can find. Yeah, there's nothing here, so we're gonna need to get off of state religion. Which we should be able to use the positivist movement for. It's only at 2% activism right now. We could also just try to pass off, but no, it's gonna be so much easier to use the positivist movement, right? So we need to make the positive movement very mad. So let's take the church out of government. Or actually, we need to get the armed forces in government real quick. And then we need to start passing, like, freedom of conscience or something. Make the positive movement get up to a little bit of activism. Yeah, 18 or whatever. Then fake pass state atheism, and that should make them very mad. Yeah, 80. And then on the next tick, we should be able to have them activist enough that we can abdicate. But this time for real, right? Oh, they want universal suffrage. Let's make... Yeah, we need to fake pass universal suffrage somehow. Can we get trade unions in government for this? No. I guess we need to make the anarchist movement mad again. So what did we use for this? Oh yeah, Council Republic. Okay, fake pass Council Republic. Now we can fake pass universal suffrage. Now what do you want? Let's take a look. Protected speech. Okay, now what do you want? Okay, guaranteed liberties. Okay, now what do you want? Census suffrage? Oh, okay, we can do that. I thought that was actually the same acceptance level by the anarchist movement for a second. Wait, what? Law? Why do they not want to enact total separation? That's very strange. It's also inconvenient. Oh, I guess we'll give it like a Monday tick and see if that changes, but if not, we're just gonna have to go total separation manually, I guess. Yeah, okay, well... Huh. Oh, it's not even activist anymore. What happened? Okay, well... I guess that's probably the reason, but I guess we'll start passing total separation. I guess we must change our ruler into a nihilist. Oh, that gives us such a good success chance because he's in government as well. Oh yeah, that's good. Total separation, very nice. Oh, we get our first mass migration of Dakonis into Chad. Okay, what do we want to go for? Or we should just look for cautiouses real quick, yeah. I don't think we don't have a reaction movement yet. I'm gonna try to look for ones that we actually have a movement for already. Looks like we might not have any, which should be unfortunate, but I guess we can use that reactionary movement one, right? That could work, unless we have a different cautious, which would be easier to use. Looks like we do not, though, so that was somewhere in the middle, right? Go look for it again. Okay, here they are. Grab the cautious. Now, they're going to support the reactionary movement. We need to bolster this thing. We need to get another charter for that, I guess. Okay. Let's take away another monopoly rights, I guess. And then start bolstering the reactionary movement. We need this to pressure the rural folk, which hopefully it will be able to do. Yes, it's definitely going to do that. I guess we should probably pass healthcare. That would be good. Oh, yes, the reactionary movement is now pressuring the rural folk. So it's time for a rural folk government. Actually, let's get the rural folk in government and then take everyone out because that will be more efficient. I'll need you to be in the free trade party. Okay. Grant leadership. And then kick you out of government. And now we have our cautious ruler. How old is he? 33, so that should live for the rest of the game. Super nice. I'm just going to start conquering all of these native African countries. And yeah, infamy isn't really a thing anymore. We'll see if we can stay below 100 infamy while doing this. We have like 6 more years, so I guess in total we should have around 100 more infamy to spend. I don't know if that's actually enough to do if we are like annexing stuff instead of protectorating them. 17 infamy just there in Morocco, although there isn't really that much extra. It's gonna be super close if we like don't protectorate everything. I don't know. America sides with Sego. What in the world? Um, okay, we're gonna humiliate America. Oh, we're getting naval invaded. I should probably start doing a naval invasion on them because we do need to enforce our humiliation. We should go for something like Alaska. So I tried to conquer Karta, and somehow we're now at war with Britain. I don't know exactly what happened. Either these guys were already a British subject, and I didn't realize, or they became their subject as an agreement in the war, and then they recited it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, let's go for the stuff we need from Great Britain, which is like British East Angola, British South Angola, and British Equatoria. I think that's all we need. Yeah, I think that's all we want from Britain. All right. Okay, well, America didn't get troops teleporting here, so they just guarantee lose Alaska because they can't get troops here in the like 30 days that it's going to take us to land. So that's nice. We're holding down here because even though the advantage says it's really bad, they have like no offense because they assigned way more troops than they have boats. Looking at the British Empire map mode here, and I notice sneaky little Majertine is in the British thing. So we're going to quickly transfer Majertine, I guess. Also, is Warsangali oh, they're an Egyptian tributary. Okay, that's what's going on with them. We got health insurance. Very nice. Gonna start leveling that up. Okay, we can get humiliation on America. Nice. Now they can't join against us in any future wars. Oh, we got up in the air. Oh. Do you get this every time you get Zeppelins now, and it's not locked within being within like 10 years of steel frame buildings? Crazy. You get plus 30 army offense, which is going to be super nice. Although I don't think we're doing that much offense in this war right now, but it'll still be nice. Yeah, we're going to be enforcing on Britain fairly soon here. Yep, now they are capitulating, so it's just a matter of time. Britain's about to go negative war support. Let's just put in all of our war goals here, and let's see their acceptance goes to. Yes, plus 38. Okay, very nice. We're giving them transfer kundas because it's not even in the borders. Anyway, and it's just an Egyptian thing, whatever. Anyways, that is very nice. Germany owns Walega, which is a bit of a problem. It does mean we are going to have to get independence at some point. So we're probably going to do that soon. Actually, if we have bad relation with Germany, can't we just conquer their subjects anyway? Yeah, actually we can. Never mind. Oh, Germany might join against us, though. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's fine. Yeah, Germany does join against us. We don't even have to declare independence, but we will. This will be a way we can do it without Britain joining against us, which is nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. We can get independence and stuff in this war. I'm pretty sure this is all we need from these guys, so that should be good. Wait, why do we not have a front with Walega? We should have... So we don't have our subjects in this war for some reason. Well, we can just enforce mill access or whatever to get into Walega. Or just sign an invasion, actually. And this should be a pretty easy war because Germany doesn't really have a navy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they have 82 boats. Also, they have a billion GDP. It'll be interesting to see how our market does when we leave the German market. We're probably going to build a lot of trade centers, actually. Yeah, I should get that ready because we're going to do a lot more trade if we don't have the German market anymore, probably. Looks like we're going to be number 3 GP once we get independence, just behind Britain. Alright. Okay, enforce mill access on Walega, and we're going for... Wello, and going for Walega here. Now I'm going to conquer Messina. Then after this, go for the Portuguese colonies, Protectorate East Africa, conquer Morocco, and Spain. And yeah, that's all. No, not too much left to do. Oh, our market is very cursed. Huge grain shortage. But it should be able to get fixed by our trade centers, I think, right? Surely our trade centers will fix this. Surely our trade centers will fix this. I'm going to put trade on mass scale trading. And yeah, we're just going to believe in the trade centers. The trade centers, yeah, the productivity on the trade centers is just like a straight line up as they start utilizing their new abilities. Oh, this reminds me, I should set the skyscraper to trade nexus. That'll help out a bit with the 25% more trade capacity we can use. Oh, we get the strike. Yes, open negotiations with the strikers for sure. Except the strike won't actually start because it's going to start after 1936 because we're already in 1931. But yeah, I promise to expand workplace safety, and we'll just start bumping that up along with healthcare. Okay, time for the Portuguese colonies. I think we'll transfer Portuguese Congo. We could try to annex it, but it's really going to be tight on the infamy here. Let's primary this, and then Spain might join, which if they do, try to go for Spanish Al Rif. Great Britain sides in as well, which is not ideal, but we will go for Spanish Al Rif, and I guess Spanish South Cameroon. Okay, good. This war is going to be a bit tough. We are very much not in a great position in terms of our finances right now, although our GDP has rebounded a little bit to 419 million due to trade. It's definitely much worse than it was before the war. Oh, I forgot about this. Portuguese Gambia. Let's conquer Portuguese Gambia real quick. Portuguese Gambia. I think they won't back down. I'm not primary yet. Oh, France is in the war too? Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. I guess I'll go for something like accumulate Portugal primary just so we can like get them to accept peace faster in that war because we really need to peace out with this war like as soon as possible. And anything like that we can not enforce will make things a little bit easier. We also really need to get done with this Germany war. It is going to be done somewhat soon, but we kind of need to be done way sooner. France sided against us in the play with East Africa. That is not ideal. Yeah, the situation here it's not looking great right now, but we'll find a way, I'm sure. Surely. I think we need to not have these four. Let's split off like one general. And like we need this general to be enough to hold. Also, we actually should turn on flamethrowers on like everything. Yeah, flamethrowers will actually be very helpful. I should turn that on. It's gonna hurt our org, but we need to give everything all this stuff. It'll help out a ton. Yeah, we're gonna have no org after this, but it's so worth it long term. We need that offense so that we can actually win the war. If we have all this offense, we can totally win, I'm sure. Oh, I shouldn't be turning these on, whatever. It's too late now. Probably should turn on medical support as well. But anyway, just gonna do this, and it should be enough to hopefully win us the war, surely. Empire of Japan sides with East Africa. That is not what we want to see. Empire of Japan wasn't even in this war. Oh no, that's really not what you want to see. Uh-oh. Now Empire of Japan is gonna ship over 1 million troops there. Now at this point, we don't need to keep the cautious ruler, so I'm gonna just try my very best to get the armed forces to be happy because we really need the patriotic fervor right now. We are in desperate need of that +10 offense defense. They have negative 81% offense, but they're winning? What? This is insane. How in the world is this happening? Our troops have no org because shenanigans are happening. Shipping lane effectiveness somehow. We don't question how they're on land, but taking shipping lane effectiveness, that's nonsense. What? How are we losing this battle? This battle looks like the freest battle of all time. We've got barely less defense than their offense. I don't know. We need to get a bit... Oh, we have a 200 stack here that's not doing anything. Okay, let's send that to help us out, because we definitely need help over there. Walega just got deoccupied. Oh, please, Egypt, save this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please, we need to reoccupy Walega. Uh-oh. If Walega gets deoccupied, that means we can't force on Germany, which is so bad. Okay, we reoccupied Walega. Now it's just a matter of time till Germany caps out. And once Germany's out, we can actually win this. Because, yeah, having to dedicate so many troops to defending naval invasions from Germany is a huge problem. Once we can stop doing that, we're going to be in much better position. Okay. Send the peace deal, except they're actually going to hit capitulation desire, aren't they? Yeah, they are. But yes, the war with Germany is finally over. We're now independent. Now the 6th great power in the world. Let's, I mean, oh, we can't even create a sovereign emperor because we're not monarchy, so I guess we'll create a military treaty with, aggressive coordination or whatever. just like need it in order to not lose this war. The training rate will be useful. African Union, very nice. Now I think we send this stuff to go help take over Portuguese Congo, because if we get that, we should be enforcing on Portugal, I think. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty essential. And I guess we can send some stuff over here. You don't want to get occupied too much there. Enforcing mill access on Egypt has created some problems for us, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Britain is actually, going to leave in like a year and a half, which actually is like forever, but like, who would join against us if we were to try to annex Morocco? Not too many people, although some people. It's definitely not going to be like the worst coalition ever, probably. Definitely not, because I thought no one was going to join against us for East Africa, but I was definitely wrong about that. Portugal's starting to go negative. Unfortunately, Spain and stuff, not quite yet. Britain is only 70 away, so like a year. Okay, that's good. Once Britain caps out is when this war is going to become much easier, but that's a while away. Dang, Morocco just became an unrecognized regional power, which means we can't use the annexed country play against them. And I'll have to use conquer state. Actually, that's really bad. Hopefully we'll have enough infantry to primary all the conquerors. Otherwise, that would be really sad if Morocco just backs down and we can't annex them. Okay, we completed the strike. We get 20% labor and machinist loyalists, which will help out our radicals a little bit, because 37 million was not very good. But it should go down quite a lot with all these newly generated loyalists. From 37.5 million radicals to, looks like, yeah, 25 million. Nice. Well, the fronts aren't looking too great for us right now, but luckily Britain will cap out before. Even if they take Darfur right now, we won't cap out before them. Oh, they're taking Darfur. But they are gonna cap out before they can enforce on us with Darfur, so that's good at least. Also, Portugal's gonna cap out soon. And then Spain will have a war goal against us, so it should be fine. Just a little bit closer than I would like. Yeah, that's gonna be our capital lost, but Great Britain is only 14 away from capping, so we should be fine. Portugal's about to be out of the war. Wait, we didn't actually lose Darfur? Oh no, the battle isn't actually over yet. Yeah, there's Portugal out of the war. Now Spain proposes a white peace. Yeah, we're obviously not going to take that. Great Britain is 10 away from capitulating. Come on, Britain. Please just capitulate sooner. This huge Syria occupation is really not nice. 4 more weeks, and that time we're going to lose. We're going to go down like minus 45 war support, but Britain is going to go down to, yeah, 0 capitulation desire, and then they will cap out unless they somehow get more capitulation there from something, but no, that's not happening. Okay, next week actually should be Great Britain out of the war, and then we should be able to win from there pretty easily. Come on, Britain, please leave the war, and please don't have the occupation glitch happen. Yes. Okay, we're good. Without Great Britain in the war, it should be pretty easy dubs. Gonna stop doing the dedicated police force thing. Now I'm just gonna go over to a rural folk government to get our cautious ruler. No, I don't think we can do the conquer thing because they could just back down, right? But I don't really want to have that many protectorates. We're just going to protectorate them, I guess. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't actually matter. Let's take another protectorate. I don't know what... Oh, here's a 200 stack we can use to kill Morocco with. Sardinia Piedmont joins against us. It should be fine. Sardinia Piedmont is not exactly a strong country. Oh, the Ottomans and Japan have sided against us for Morocco. No! Finally, we can get our East African protectorate. Good, good, good. Now, just gotta focus on this giant Morocco war. All of our troops should be able to be sent over there now, because that's pretty much the only war we're in. I guess we're in this war against Spain. We can go ahead and naval invade Al Rif maybe to deal with that, or we actually need to get a new admiral because it's considered defeated. Okay, here we go. Making very good progress. Apparently they have 120 defense in this battle, which is a little bit high. Well, they've got a trench rat defending. That's what would explain how they have such a high defense. But yeah, we're making very good progress into Morocco right now. Oh, we occupied Al Rif. Now we can go for Spanish Al Rif without a naval invasion. I guess we're naval invading Fez right now as well. That'll be good. If we can just get into Spanish Al Rif, though, we can enforce this war, which will be nice. We'll just have this final war. And with like 1 year to spare, we will have United Africa and the African Union, plus some random stuff in Arabia here because of Egypt. Okay, peace with Spain achieved. Very nice. Okay, there's Morocco. Now we just want to white peace this war or whatever. We don't want to give up Senegal, but I guess we can just give up investment rights. Oh, no. These guys don't want peace, I guess. Okay, that's unfortunate that the Ottomans just hate peace. I guess I'm going to try like a naval invasion on the Ottoman capital, because I really don't know what we can do to get them to accept peace. Well, some troops are coming to defend it. We'll see if the naval invasion penalty is going to be enough to stop us from landing. I think it probably will, but it's worth a shot, I think. Oh, maybe it's not actually. Okay. At least we get some good casualties on the Turks to make them a bit more willing to peace out, hopefully. Okay, we can finally make peace with the Turks and the Italians. Very nice. The unification of Africa is complete. Well, actually, we should do some stuff to make all these guys puppets, probably. That would be cooler. Well, Eritrea, that's not going to be enough, is it? So I guess we'll grant them, like, their Egyptian stuff. There's not that much GDP in this stuff, right? Yeah, all the stuff other than Lower Egypt we can grant them, and it won't be that big of a GDP loss. Just grant them... No, not Lower Egypt. We want to grant them Upper Egypt. Can we not? Why can we not grant them Upper Egypt? I'm not sure. Is that enough? No, it's not. Oromia, Wello Amhara, and Wello Oromia. There we go. Egypt is now a puppet. I'd love to give this stuff away because it's not actually in Africa, but I don't think we really can. Now, I guess Morocco is going to be next. How much did that reduced it by a little bit, I think. Darfuri Al Rif. Sahara. Maybe Oran. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Now, I guess Darfuri East Africa is going to be good. Let's give them stuff over here in Egypt. And finally, we actually have to grant a ton of stuff to Orania, because they are very high liberty desire. So get them to be puppet is a little bit tricky, but it should be doable. Guess we grant them Somaliland and then start granting them the stuff that we granted the other subjects. And yeah, after a bit more grant stating, we can see all of Africa is our puppet. Well, technically, we have some colonies, and Congolese Senegal is puppet of Darfuri Congo. But basically, we managed to unite Africa. I think this is pretty good. Going all the way from the start of Darfur to how many states do we end up the game with? 59 plus whatever our subjects have. Pretty nice. This is the GDP graph. You can see we fell off a ton after we left the German market. These tiny drop off here is because of trade centers needing to rebound, and then you can see we get back up, fall some more, go back up at the end for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, pretty good. I guess you can see literacy as well. Is this where we enacted multiculturalism and stuff? Are we actually getting significant amounts of migration? Maybe I loaded a save or something? I don't know why we can't see any migration. I think there'd be some migration in our country. I don't know why we can't see any of it. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. Goodbye. I guess I'll show this, and yeah, goodbye.